Hey Twisters, hey hockey fans, welcome to Twister Brister Hockey. This is our sixth straight season covering the NHL, and what better way to start this year than with the Stanley Cup defending Stanley Cup champion Vegas Golden Knights and the Seattle Kraken. That game scheduled to start after 10:30 Eastern. It's going to be a little while here because the Chicago Pittsburgh game with Connor Bedard's debut is still going on. So if you're watching this after the game, maybe just skip ahead 15-20 minutes and if you need to cut ahead after that, that's fine too. Yeah, go Kraken. Exactly. Anyway, it's great to have you here. No matter if this is your first time or you've been with us for a couple of years here, we want you to hang out here. We certainly do embrace fans of all teams, and we're going to have ourselves one heck of a season. We've got, of course, a rookie phenom in the making in Connor Bedard. Not to say that there aren't some other golden talents out there like Adam Fantilli, Logan Cooley. We'll see maybe how if Devin Levi gets some games for the Sabres. It's going to be a great year, guys. And so I'm excited to, do some live streams like this with you throughout the season and the postseason, and also produce some videos for you guys as well. So great to have you here. Axiom. Well, that makes two of us, but hey, like I said, we are certainly we certainly embrace fans of all teams here. I'm even rocking my Golden Knights jersey. I do love the gray jersey. This was a great one. But yeah, we'll be doing some live play-by-play audio here once this game gets underway. In the meantime, I'll just take a look and see what's happening here with this Chicago-Pittsburgh game. And it's Cortana. Yeah, Cortana joining us. I mean, that's really why everyone's here, right? So there she is. Good girl. I got the gold treats ready for tonight. Yeah, okay. I got... She's like, I get another one, don't I? Here we go. Oh, sorry, girl. There you go. All right. Good girl. So yeah, I'll be doing play-by-play, and in the meantime, we've got this game happening between the Blackhawks and the Penguins. The Penguins still holding on to a 2-1 lead. Bedard's got lots of shots on goal. He's having kind of a hard time in the face-off circle against Crosby. But yeah, he's made some nifty plays offensively. He's made a few good plays defensively, but there's a goal for the Hawks, but that's like their fourth line. Cole Gutman? I've never even heard of this guy. What's going on, John? Why Bedard is playing in Ovi's office on the power play? Well, I like it. I like him setting him in front of the net. He did that plenty of times 5-on-5, but there are going to be bigger bodies to get in front of the goaltender's eyes than Bedard. So he's got the shot, man. I mean, I don't know if he can one time it quite as well as Ovi, but he had a couple moments like that tonight. Dean, what's going on? Mike from actual PPG Paints Arena joining us here. Riley, welcome back. We got ourselves a great season ahead of us here. I'm so glad it's hockey season. The off season took forever, and I don't know how much NFL I'm going to be watching this year because my Vikings are horrible. So earlier today, we also had the Predators falling to the Lightning 5-3. Tampa scoring 3 goals on the power play, 1 goal on a penalty shot. Who was that on the penalty shot? Was that no? Paul had 2 of the power play goals. Was it Hagel? Maybe, or was it Nashville who scored on the penalty shot? Anyway, we had a penalty shot. That's always great. And the empty netter by Tampa at the end. It was 5-3. You're proud of the Dolphins? Yeah, they look good so far. I think that they can comfortably say that they'll qualify for the postseason, even if they weren't to win that division. Go to Vegas. Bro, it's going to take a lot to get me there. But I do want to go to every arena, so that's fair. The first 2 games have been really good. Yeah, I think especially, I mean, this one has the intriguing storylines by comparison, right? Like Kevin Korchinski's debut, Erik Karlsson's debut as a Penguin, longtime Capital Lars Eller, now a Pittsburgh Penguin, and some other players that they picked up in the offseason. But yeah, the Tampa-Nashville game I thought was more exciting. The momentum swings were pretty big in that one. Crosby scored, yeah. And I mean, Bedard, he's kind of at fault for a little bit of that. There was a bit of he was out of position there. He got trapped too high in the play, and Crosby knew it immediately. But I thought that Taylor Hall was going to mark him. Anyway. Can the Sphere host... What is the Sphere? That's not where the Raiders play. You might become a Hawks fan because of Bedard. Yeah, I'm sure that he's going to connect on some of these shots eventually, you know. And Ethan, what's going on? Let's go Islanders. Who do the Islanders open up against? I don't know. You would hope the Rangers. I mean, it's kind of weird tonight how only one of these games is division. The other two are actually out of conference. The new building. Really? I'm not familiar with that. The big screen. Interesting. Go Leafs. It's another season. It's their year, right, guys? I'm predicting them to win their division. Yes, yes, Dean. I have to support both teams here. And good evening, Mr. Riley. Um, a UFC boxing match. Ah, boxing is fun to watch live. I haven't seen it in quite some time, but I used to watch a couple fights in San Jose at the Shark Tank. Isles versus Buffalo. Oh, hey man, you can't take them lightly. You certainly can't. All right, so we do have a poll up here. Looks like everybody's pretty much voted so far. Who do you think is going to win tonight? And actually, you know what? I'll ask this a little bit later on as well, guys. But do you have any score predictions for tonight? You know, typically the team that has the Stanley Cup banner has kind of a hangover to start the game or to start their season. That first game, you know, they have their distractions elsewhere. Oh, Carlson! Oh, Carlson nearly set up Gensel one timer. Mrazek's looked really good though. He's looked really good tonight. But I'm going to say the Knights. They've completely done the opposite this whole time they've been a franchise. So I'm going to say that I actually agree with Riley. I'll take the Knights 5-2. Sabres are a Stanley Cup dark horse. I can't go so far to say that they're capable of that just yet. I have to see who's playing in goal for them. They've got just about everything else though. You know, they even added some veterans on defense in the offseason like Connor Clifton and Eric Johnson, you know, Stanley Cup winner in his own right. Ethan dropping 10 memberships. Whoop whoop. Hey man, thank you. I'm gonna have to give Cortana some treats for that. All right. Look at that, guys. Click on that gift icon up above. We got 10 new members, courtesy of Ethan. Ethan, we're gonna give Cortana a medley of treats here. I've got everything in here. I've got sliced organic apple. I've got banana slices. I've got biscuits. I've got jerky. We're gonna give Cortana some treats here. To quote the late great Rick Generate, "Oh brother, we are not worthy." Ethan, that was wonderful. Thanks, buddy. I'll have to get live for an Islanders game for you. Maybe we can bring on Kim from you know, Kim, Isles girl. 5 Maddie Beniers. Maddie Beniers hat trick. Is that what we're going with? And Maddie Beniers has a hat trick tonight, John. You get a free Twisted Wrister hockey T-shirt. Just take here. I will actually give you a. You get a Twisted Wrister T-shirt if Maddie gets the Hattie. You just remind me if that actually happens. All right. Well, thanks, Ethan. That's rad of you, dude. I appreciate that. And for everybody who just gets a membership there, we occasionally do members live streams, or sometimes if I'm going to do one like this for everybody, maybe a little bit before things start, I'll be live for just the members. I have some additional members videos and posts. So, oh wow, the shots are 36-33. I didn't think that many were on goal. But Jari hasn't, it doesn't seem like Jari's had to work all that much, though. You know, the chances haven't been all that high danger. Whereas Mrazek has been, I think he's been pretty damn great. All right, man. I love it though. Oh yeah, I got to make sure I pin up people's messages here from time to time as well. Yeah, Mrazek looks sick, insane in the brain. All right, so this game is gonna. Oh my god, this game isn't gonna get started until 8:15. I'm on the West Coast, so 8:15 right now. What is it? 7:40. I gotta wait another 35 minutes. I guess because the Golden Knights are gonna have the whole banner raising ceremony. So I said 7:30. I'm not. It's not like I'm going away. So we're gonna have to pace ourselves this evening. We'll see if I can make this whole game. Maybe I'll get a noise complaint from my neighbor. Did I hear the call? The Preds tied it 3-3, and then Buchagras said it was a twisted wrister. And by the way, speaking of Bucci, he was the one who, for at least to my understanding, broke the news that tragically Barry Melrose, longtime ESPN hockey commentator and coach of the LA Kings and briefly with the Tampa Bay Lightning, has been diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and has had to step away from ESPN. And a score! Hawks score. But anyway, we're sending all our best wishes to the Melrose family because Parkinson's is, we've seen what it's capable of doing. The great Muhammad Ali passed away from that. So anyway, our thoughts are with the Melrose family. Barry's a legend in hockey, in the hockey world. And nobody since Barry Melrose has been able to top that mullet. So much love. Hopefully New York will get a fifth cup. Man, they gotta get a couple breakthrough performances this upcoming year at forward, I want to say. Noah Dobson, let's get him up to like 65 points, right? But yes, you're right, Dean. Just getting back to your point. John Buchagras, he's kind of like one of those last relics from the good old days of ESPN. You know, the Sports Center era I grew up in. Stuart Scott, the late great. Dan Patrick, right? Twisted wrister. Oh, yeah. I heard him say that, and I was just like, on point, my friend, on point. Well, Melrose and Cherry, right? They're both very beloved figures. But yeah, Melrose is kind of like for like more, I don't want to say for American media because, you know, Canada can watch it too. But for more American media, Melrose is kind of a Don Cherry equivalent. I totally forgot that Melrose even played in the NHL at one point. He had over 300 games with the Jets and I think Maple Leafs and one other Canadian team. I can't remember exactly who. All right. So we got 24 votes so far. Knights getting 54% of the votes. I mean, hey, Seattle is no slouch whatsoever. The Golden Knights have, at least when I looked at last year, they played Seattle pretty tough. I think they had the upper hand in the majority of those games. 10:30 p.m. where you are. Yeah. It really does suck that this is being scheduled so late when we're talking about, you know, raising a Stanley Cup banner. Anyway, don't forget, guys, Hawks are up 3-2. Here's another chance in front. Nice block shot in front, though, from Carter or Joseph. Malkin the other way to the wing. Raquel, and they're offside. And Raquel with the late shot, and he's taking a bit of a beating from a few Blackhawks out there. What am I drinking? Oh, well, I'm just drinking a Diet 7-Up. But I need to wash this thing. It's my Climate Pledge Arena inaugural season koozie. So, because I went to one of their games in November 2 years ago. So, yeah, no special beverages for this evening. But yeah, it's not Connor Bedard. Bedard did get an assist. I have to correct myself there. On the Blackhawks' first goal. Laurel says, "Go Kraken." Hopefully they can spoil the festivities tonight. Has anybody seen any lineups for this evening? I couldn't quite get those. I didn't try looking after or about 30 minutes ago was probably the last time I checked. Are there any unusual Dean, you might know this one, but I thought I heard that White Cloud's out. Um, is uh is Alec Martinez out right now? You're gonna say 3-1 Seattle. Oh wow, that's pretty low scoring. As a Panthers fan, I would imagine so. All right, they're in their final commercial break for this game, by the way. White Cloud's out. Yeah, I'm gonna do. I'll minimize this. Just a sec here. There we go. Higgy, what's going on? You watched my video. Excuse me. You watched my video about team traditions. You mentioned the Flames fireballs when goals are scored, and their victory song is "Ring of Fire." Oh, that's true. I had forgotten about that. But there are fireballs. Is that something that you see like along the what do you call that? The ticker, right? The whatever the LED display is that goes around the arena. Somebody told me that Rocket's red glare, like saying that during the anthem, that started with the Flames. For some reason, I thought that it had started with the Capitals. Who's in goal for Seattle? Gruby? I would think so. And didn't they put Drieger on waivers? That's crazy, man. Because I feel horrible for Drieger because, when he was drafted, or yeah, when he was picked up in the expansion draft, he'd just been coming off 2 great years as a backup in Florida, and he looked like he could be like a good 1B goaltender. Oh, off a turnover? Oh, almost a chance for Pittsburgh there. But I'm so saddened to see that his career has completely, just gone through a downward spiral because of mostly injuries. So, but Joey Dacord's been hanging around and he's kept his job and now he's a backup. So good for him. Rick, what's going on? Uh, the fireballs are real and you can feel the heat from it, especially if you're probably drinking something with fireball in it. How's Idaho? Wet. It's a very autumn day here, at least in the Panhandle. But yeah, Axiom, you're right. Yeah, I thought the Capitals might have been the first, but maybe it's Calgary. Oh, empty net for the Penguins now with about 2:15 left, but they're gonna have to chase this one down in their own end. Uh, you feel like crap, a little under the weather. My tip though, if you are feeling a little bit of a bug, my tip for you, Carlson, chance, shoots. Oh, nice block. Elderberry gummies. Elderberry gummies are fantastic. They're great little immune boosters. At the Capitol Center. Yeah, John. So I always thought I thought that had to do with Ovechkin. I didn't know that the Baltimore Orioles would do this, and obviously that's so close to DC, so I can see why that tradition would carry over. Speaking of baseball, by the way, do we have scores from today? I didn't even see that, but the Hawks, by the way, have sealed the deal. Corey, or excuse me, this is who's 17 and white. I don't know. Speaking of baseball, for anybody keeping their ear to the ground there, the Minnesota Twins get pounded by the Houston Astros 9-1. So now the Stros have a 2-1 series lead. And we might see an all Texas ALCS because the Rangers right now are just crushing the Orioles 7-1 with a chance to go up 3-0 in that series. With Bruce Bochy going for another World Series. Best of luck to him. Barbie. Oh, you guys call him Barbie too? That's funny because we have Barb on of. Eichel and Marshy, okay. Howden, Stevenson, Stone. Was that Cotter, Carlson, Amadio, and Carrier, Roy, Colasar. All right. That's what I see too. Season 2 of digital board advertising. I think that they made little improvements to it, but I still, it's there's nothing that it does to enhance the experience. They had talked about maybe in the future, like actually putting up information about the game, about the players. And I think that that could be kind of cool as long as you're not doing it right when the action's occurring. Uh, the trash throws. Uh, Haig, Petrangelo, McNabb, Theodore Hutton. How do you say that last guy's name? Pashal? Oh, you have a Donskoy. Of course, you have a Donskoy Kraken jersey. Um, what team got swept in the first round? That's not. Are you talking about the where the Marlins were in that wild card round, right? Yeah, it's good to see the Marlins actually, competitive for a change. All right, 35 seconds, and the Blackhawks are going to escape this one. They were down 2-0. But they're going to start the season 1-0. And considering they're one of the teams that could win the lottery this year, as a Sharks fan, that makes me happy to see the Blackhawks winning. So go Hawks. Marlins and Rays. Okay. Oh, yeah. The Rays, of course. Although they started so hot and then they just kind of cruised the rest of the way. Yeah. What's happening out there, Mike? Nobody, the boys aren't picking up Crosby. I haven't been as watchful of Carlson, but I don't think he's looked all that bad defensively. There was one play where I think he stuck out like a sore thumb, but I think he's just kind of conservatively starting his career as a Penguin. He'll be unleashed a little bit more to even strengthen in transition. We saw just a little bit of that tonight. No Elvis has left the building, certainly not. Yeah, I mean the Habs could even be worse than they were last year by in terms of points percentage, but they could still be better as a team. It's just that they play in kind of a meat grinder of a division, excuse me. He passed up too many shots. I mean, I saw him rip a couple. One that Mrazek had a great glove save on. But yeah, he wasn't passing up many shots last year with the Sharks when he had 25 goals, right? 26 goals. Well, Blackhawks are 1-0 with Connor Bedard. And I mean, don't forget Korchinski and Lucas Reichel is part of that team as well. I like how the official Kelly Sutherland was greeting Crosby and Malkin or Crosby and Bedard when they took their first face off, and he told Connor, "Welcome." He said, "Connor, welcome to the NHL." It's pretty great. But yeah, he took some licks out there. Bedard did. Yeah, I was hoping he'd score too, Riley. He had some good shots. Now he's sitting with Emily Kaplan after the game. Tristan Jarry lost you fantasy points. Oh, don't tell me he's your. But I mean, do you have a better starter than him? He's a good goaltender, but I mean, if you got even if your team, or even if your league only has like 8 people, you want to still snag one of those top 3 or top 4 goalies. I think there's a pretty good gap between them. Excited for some hockey. All right. Oh, Jake, how we doing, Jake? Alec, it's time for some Kraken hockey. You have Hellebuck. Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Speaking of which, Hellebuck got paid. I mean, I find it a little puzzling as to why Hellebuck's deal, I think, is fine, right? Shifley's, though, I mean, he scored 42 goals last year, but the guy's what, 29, 30 years old? So he's going to be 36 or 37 by the time his contract's up. And we're talking 8.5 million. There are not that many 37-year-olds who perform at that rate at that point in their career. Is Tanev playing? I don't see why Tanev wouldn't be playing. I mean, on cap friendly, he's playing. Let's see here. Let's see here. Do we have lineups, boys? X is not updating with lineups. Braden Point. Nice. That's awesome, Xander. You're working. Okay. Well, hey, thanks for popping in here, even if you got stuff going on. Yep. Rick, you should send me like a link to the video. Like send me an email with that link, then I can watch it, okay? Uh in 8 years the cap is going to be well over 90 million. That's true, but I don't know. I just don't like the idea of, this core has been it's produced a middling team, right? How many deep runs have the Jets gone on in the last 6 or 7 years? They've gone on one, but that's all the way back in 2018, you know. It doesn't mean that they can't be competitive, but it's just like, I don't know, I'd rather have a team that is on the rise and, invests in players for the near future. But I don't think that it's like, how much better are the Jets going to be in the next 2 to 3 years? I do like some of their young players, right? Don't they have Chaz Lucius is one of them? And didn't they get were they the ones who got Rucker and McGroarty? They've got good pieces, but I mean, how good is your existing core going to be right now when like, will that time well with some of the younger players, some of these prospects, some of these 19 or 20-year-olds? Will that time with them actually getting good and being able to contribute? And personally, I just don't know if I see that with the Jets so much. Kevin, Vernon, hello, hello. Texas Rangers just won. All right, man. Wait, that's the end of it, right? That's because the ALDS is only what, 5 games? You have Ottinger and Gustafsson. Yeah, Ottinger could he join the elite ranks of goaltenders this year? I think he's got the skills. It's just about a little bit more consistency for him. Gustafsson, he came out of nowhere last year. Like I like to make the joke that he watched my like season preview last year, saying that I didn't know what they were doing, bringing him in the offseason, and so he just went God mode. Uh, Brandon, how you doing? You're an NFL fan whose team is a dumpster fire. Boy, I mean that could be a number of teams, but mine is not in a good spot right now. I'm gonna give hockey a go. Local team is the Hurricanes. So Panthers. Man, I feel for you. At least you guys are leaning into how bad you are. Whereas my team, the Vikings, are in denial. And the Panthers are the only team that we can beat. But go Canes, man. If you're new here, hey, this is a good place because that's my favorite team in the East. Uh, Bruce Bochy, Mr. October. Yeah, exactly, man. Man. All right. So are they doing the I guess they're getting ready for this banner raising ceremony here. Your baseball team barely missed the playoffs. Yeah, it's kind of surprising that the Mariners didn't qualify, considering they're just this monster team in the second half typically, and then they kind of petered out there in the last couple of weeks. Patriots haven't had a good stretch of games lately. Yeah, but I mean, I'm not super connected to the Pats fan community, but it's like, man, it's like what Boston teams for the most part are still in a pretty good shape. It's been a bit of a drop off recently, but even the Celtics, right? The Celtics are still pretty competitive. Ottinger is Vezina material. I think it's fair to say that. Again, it's kind of hard to break that line of 3 to 4 elite goaltenders, but I think he's capable of doing it. Uh, any thoughts on what you saw from Bedard there, Higgy? Getting swept back to under 500 next season? Man, I mean, they were so bad for quite a long time there. I mean, that is pretty crushing, for the fans there, and it's rough right now. Thanks for the warm welcome. Hey, man. Oh, thanks, Brandon. Yeah, I wanna make some more stuff like that. My next video in that realm is going to be, like, a full overview of rivalries, both, current and historic. Hurricanes, I've got my idea for who I think their main rival is these days and historically, but for a lot of teams, it's not easy particularly. It was a nice assist. Yeah, I mean, just a simple deflection pass off the boards. He knew exactly what he was doing. Theo, how we doing? Tommy Novak, the twisted wrist. Billy, hey, it's good to have you here, man. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, exactly, man. John Buccigross, that's one of his favorites in hockey. So I was watching and I was just like, my man. It was probably because of him that I named my channel Twisted Wrister. Billy, dude, I don't even know what your favorite team is. Oh, Higgy. Getting Higgy with it. Nah, 1 month into the season, you'll be muting me. Here, Cortana, have a treat. We got some banana here. I like Hex. Like Hextall's fine though, as kind of the the bench correspondent and doing some of the questions afterwards. All right, so looks like they're about to bring out the skaters. I guess they have to do that because they all actually get to witness the banner being raised. So makes total sense. Looks like Aiden Hill's going to start for the Knights. You're a Nashville resident. All right, man. Got tickets for the home opener. Cool. Who are they playing for that one? You probably heard me say it before, but like, I'd say like right now, Nashville might be my favorite of like major American cities. It's so fun. I don't know what it'd be like to live there, but dude, visiting there and just going to a Preds game, and then afterwards you just go right down Broadway. They got all the music there, all the whiskey you can drink, and all the fried chicken and catfish. Oh man, that place was awesome. The Golden Knights make you sad. Um, so you're a Kraken fan, right? So now it's a race, right? Within the next like 3 years, can you win faster than they did? To do that, you'll have to get through Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Yes, John, indeed. There are a lot of lovely people, just generally speaking, over there. You're in Calgary, okay? You haven't cheered for the Flames. Oh, snap. So yeah, what's it like then living in like a hockey crazed town like that? I've never been to Calgary. I'd really like to go. It's just kind of a 7 hour drive for me. At the right time of year. I don't want to go during January. But yeah. Have you seen the Knights ring? It's huge. For them, that's pretty par for the course, I'm sure. So Stone is bringing out the Stanley Cup, raising it around the arena. Well, you know what, man? There's a big difference, I think, between watching your team on TV actually get to raise the Stanley Cup on the road and being in town when they're actually playing a home game for that. Oh my goodness. They have a giant slot machine on the ice. Uh with the oil drop for Rick. Currently on pace to go 82-0. Exactly. Further confirming the Sharks will have the number one overall pick in 2024, and I'm all here for it. I'm sorry. By the way, apologies if I can't see every single message here. Oh, Vancouver. Yes, drama city indeed. But there hasn't been much drama in Vancouver these days for hockey. Hopefully the team actually found some mojo in this early start to the Rick Tocchet era because guys, I predicted like before last year I was like, oh, Canucks, Bruce, there it is. Like, yeah, they'll make the playoffs, and it was just a tire fire from the beginning. Unfortunately, because I like Bruce Boudreau quite a bit. But yeah, hopefully it's not a repeat of that outcome this year for them. Hmm. Uh, oh yeah, that's right. I remember that when the Saddle Dome flooded. Kraken and Predators. All right, man. I bet some Seattle fans will travel out for that. Yeah, right, John. At least Canada's a little bit more classy with doing it through their pregame shows and that sort of thing. Jake. Uh Granlund requested a trade. That's some drama. Oh, Garland, Connor Garland, excuse me. Granlund. Granlund's on the Sharks. What about Susie? Yeah, it sucks to see him out to start the year. I thought it was a good acquisition. Just don't get suspended. No. As long as it happens in Vegas, they can't get suspended. Yeah, right, Bully? Yeah, the puck is not supposed to drop for like another 7 or 8 minutes. But yeah, Dean's right. That is a good looking banner. I do like that quite a bit. What's your Stanley Cup prediction then, Axiom? Photo op with the championship banner behind them. Actually, I'll leave that to the chat. I would have assumed that that's been happening for a while. But yeah, as we learned not too long ago, the photo op with the Stanley Cup, as soon as you win it, right, and are awarded the Stanley Cup, that started in 1988. DBSG, how we doing? Go Kraken. Yeah, Justin, I just don't even comment on anything like that, because no matter what I say, I'm gonna lose a bunch of viewers. So that's I'm just here for the hockey, man. All right, I think okay. Got about 5 or 6 minutes here until we actually get to the action. When is puck drop? Yeah, I thought the last time I saw on TV it was 8:14 for us here on the West Coast. Yeah, that's a good looking banner. It's actually not as gold as I expected it to be. It's refreshing. But the rings, on the other hand, well, we all know. Wait, what was that? Oh, Carolina or Edmonton? I mean, that was the cup I was dreaming of this last year, and I would love to see that. Even if Edmonton wins, I would be happy to see McDavid and Draisaitl in the final, just especially that. Flames, yeah, we'll see how they bounce back. I don't know. It was hard for me to choose between either Vancouver or hell. I think that the last wild card or the wild card spots, at least one of those teams is going to be one of the Canadian teams in the West, right? Now that Winnipeg has a full season of Hellebuck and Scheifele, they're signed long term. It's like okay, they're probably back in that playoff mix. Afton, how you doing? The Senators are your surprise team this year. Toronto, Colorado in the final. Boy, would that be fun watching those top sixes go at it. I don't know if I mean, the Senators could be. I think their defense is actually maybe underrated, but it's just such a big question mark to me about Corpusalo because he's like the season over season, he's the most inconsistent goaltender in hockey, I think. Uh, Florida can still contend. Yeah, I still got them in the playoffs. I've got them finishing third in their division. Thoughts on the season? Yeah, they won the 5-on-5 battle. That's not a bad way to start the season under your new head coach. But now it's a matter of, I mean, they just took too many penalties to start that third period. Uh, Nick, how you doing, man? Devils versus Stars. Yeah, I think that's probably one of the more like believable. I mean, those are what the oh, actually no, the Devils weren't a conference finalist. But yeah, it's like both teams just going one step further with some of their really good young talent, right? Robertson, Heiskanen, Wyatt Johnston on one side. You can add in like Nils Lundqvist on there as well, Ottinger, and then on the other side, of course, Jack Hughes, Luke Hughes, Mercer, Holtz, a lot of other players I haven't even named. So completely understandable. Afton, what's up? I know I'm missing a few messages here. Hey, what's up, Christian? Hey, man, you're not late, dude. We're just about to get started with the actual game here. So now do remember, guys. I am a little bit rusty here. It's been a while since I did play by play, but I'll do my best here. What the hell, Penguins? Yeah, I was surprised. Player of the game for me has to be Peter Mrazek. Bio steals. I have nothing. I haven't even observed it. I live in a fairly small town anyway, so I don't know if we're gonna have that. Maybe in Safeway, Albertsons. All right, come on. A sphere count. What's a sphere count? Huberdeau and Kadri should be better. Boy, Huberdeau especially, man. Because I mean, before then I was like, this guy could be a Hall of Famer. Actually, the gold jerseys. My thing is, I think I'd like them if the arms were different. I think the arms need some work, but I don't mind the torso being gold. Ayers, how you doing? Go Canes, go Kraken. Here, let's give Cortana a treat. We're about to start the 2023-24 season on here. A 3-month membership milestone. That's right. And not just a membership, but an MVP membership, mind you, right? Dustin is actually at the game right now and decided to pop in to say hi. That's so cool when you guys do that. Really, I I, I really am honored by that. I like the gray jerseys. Yeah, the gray jersey's awesome. I mean, I remember when the Knights. I've said this before. When they first unveiled their brand, I'm like, oh, this does not look like a hockey team. And then I was like, you know what? That's kind of the point. It took me a month or two, and then I was like, all right, they're doing Anthem right now. Rails, how you doing, man? Thanks for hopping in and happy opening day. Who do I have winning tonight? I'm gonna take the Knights. I mean, normally a team like this might come out a little flat, right? They're so distracted by all the theatrics. They basically had like a red carpet going into the game. But I'm actually gonna say that the Knights win this one. I'm gonna make this a fairly bold prediction. I'll say 5-2. Not because the Kraken are bad. It's just that the Golden Knights, you know how they can be energized by this home ice advantage of theirs. There was a pun. Yeah, when I'm doing a live stream like this, it's hard for me to pick up on that stuff in the chat. Let's see what we got here. The Golden Pipes. Yeah, that's right, Nick. Winter Classic jerseys. I mean, at least we've seen the leaks for the hats, right? And the logos for them. But yeah, the Kraken are going to even lean further into the Metropolitans, but not actually make this a direct iteration of that. Both early games were flat. I like the Tampa Nashville game. That was pretty fun. BattleBots. Did I ever? No, I don't know if I ever watched BattleBots. I watched this British one, which was awesome. But anyway, Kraken will take it with three goals. All right, here we go. Here we go. At long last, 8:15 Pacific time. Philip Grubauer in net. Or if we'll see if Askarov gets some starts, because he's been talked up quite a bit. You're going to a Danbury Hat Tricks game. I always forget the name of that league. It's not the USHL, is it? I love their logo. They got one of the best though. They're doing a cup banner ceremony. Nice. Maybe for now, Laurel. I think that they're still up there. I mean, I think that they like it that way. All right, here we go. Who's ready for some hockey? All right, it's Nicholas Waugh and Yanni Gordon at center ice. The Kraken control this one and dump it down. Fetched by Pietrangelo. That is the first time we've used the word fetch on a live stream, I believe. This is sent down the length of the ice by the Knights and will be called for an icing. Drieger got put on waivers. I was just talking about how just awful it's been ever since he got drafted by the Kraken because of his injuries. Bellemare is a Kraken, yeah. Former Tampa Bay Lightning, Pierre-Edouard Bellemare. A shot from Alexiak that goes high and wide of the net. Collected here by Gord. And knocked out by the Knights. Alexiak chasing this down. Pressured by Carrier. Carrier gives him a ride along the wall. An interception in the neutral zone. And retreating back is Alexander Wenberg. Oliver Bjorkstrand. Sorry, 21-22. I always get them mixed up. Never confuse a Dane with a Swede. Off the turnover, Gord. A shot that ramps up a stick and will go out of play. Wes McCauley is officiating. What is icing? Oh boy. I need to have like a written statement about icing. All right. So basically, if you're advancing the puck into to the other side of the ice, you have to make sure that you're past the red line, past center ice, in order to be able to send it all the way down past the goal line of the other team. Otherwise, it's icing. So if you try to send it all the way down the ice from, your own zone before you're at that red line, and it goes all the way down without anybody touching it, then it's icing. All right. Gord is underappreciated. Yeah, that guy, you know what I liked about him was that he could thrive in a variety of roles. He could add some scoring. Early in his career too, his rookie season, he was scoring a lot. And that he can just be an absolute pest. All right. He's in Coachella now, Drieger. Yeah. Okay. Kraken breaking this out. It's Eberle. On the wing. Beniers. Through the crease. A chance in front. And now, a one-timer there that was barely missed by Vince Dunn after a career season offensively for him. Moved ahead by Stone in the corner. Dunn plays this up the boards. Knights regroup with Braden McNabb. The FPHL. All right, that's going to be a tough one to remember. New Kraken Brian Dumoulin battling against Eichel there. And now Burakovsky, who you guys didn't see in the playoffs because of injury, a Stanley Cup winner with the Colorado Avalanche, bumps it ahead. And now to the glove of Hill, and he'll just cover that and we'll get a whistle. Higgy. That's funny. Yeah, that game was pretty boring, I would imagine. All right. Jaden Schwartz now in the circle. Now Burkowski at the half boards. Nice check there from Eichel. A scrub in the corner here. Schwartz. And the Knights are able to bump this one out. Eichel leads the charge the other way with Barbashev. And a nice play defensively there from Justin Schultz. So Schultz and Dumoulin used to play together in Pittsburgh. Now they've reunited in Seattle. Nick Hague from behind his net. Almost a loose puck out in front. Marchessault. And now Barbashev takes a hit there, but the Knights are able to get the change. Borgen just going to buy some time here behind his net. A full change for both sides. Through center ice. Into the corner here. Belmar, also a former Golden Knight. One of the original players drafted in 2017. Sent around the boards for Borgen. A shot. Some traffic in front. Doesn't quite get through. And now Ben Hutton. Into the neutral zone, but turned over. Belmar. A drop pass for Kyler Yamamoto, a Washington native. And a shot, and just wide of Hill. And actually, we're going to get our first penalty here. It's going to be a slashing, and it might be Paul Welcome Back Cotter going to the sin bin here. Wow. I think that's the first time ever that the penalties have been assessed to the Vegas Golden Knights to start a game. Just an old joke. All right. Red Wings legend. Yes. Yes, indeed. Corey Perry had 2 assists. Yeah, I thought he had a pretty sound game. Beniers loses this one to Waugh. McNabb, boy, he's been a staple on their penalty kill for a long time. Gets the clear all the way down the ice. And Justin Schultz will be the quarterback from the blue line. Eberle, nice back check there by the Knights on the PK. And a bump from Nicholas Waugh, and that one gets cleared down. Schultz, the sling pass dropped to Beniers with speed. Chasing it into the corner, but easily read there by Pietrangelo. Grubauer, he's going to just settle this here for Dunn. Good penalty killing early on for the Knights. Dunn, a little trickery in the neutral zone. Drop pass for Schwartz. Bjorkstrand dropping it back to the point. There's Kyler. Bjorkstrand at the top of the circle. And a nice deflection there by Nick Hague. And the Knights can get another change on the PK here with under a minute left. Vitek Vanacek, Kraken legend. Yeah. That was a wonky one because I was like, why are the Caps letting him be exposed? Kyler pulls up. Nice strip there by Hague. Off to a good start in this game. Yamamoto gets it back. Bjorkstrand out to the point for Dunn. Back to 22 on the goal line. Kyler looking for somebody in front. The one-timer, and that goes just wide. Kyler trying to hunt this one down, but this is going to carry him all the way into the neutral zone. A quick re-entry. Here's Eeli Tolvanen. Great playoffs and a great acquisition off waivers last year from the Preds. Sorry, Billy. A nice play by Stone to settle the puck here. Gets taken down by Schwartz. And the Knights recover from the penalty. So we're back to even strength. I'm going to just update the banner here. Over under on Vegas getting a power play is 2 minutes and 30 seconds. An interception by Waugh. Just trying to bump this out of his zone. The scrum continues here. And finally, the Knights can get this clear. Just about 6 minutes gone by here in this opening frame. Gord behind the net. Avoids a hip check there. Cleared out by Vegas. Kraken trying to re-enter quickly, but they'll have to regroup with Borgen. Through the neutral zone, and this will not be icing. Hill with the paddle. Still in the zone here, but Eichel's going to calmly chip this out. Yeah, we got to get a fight tonight. The closest thing we got to a fight was what? It was somebody, Tyler Johnson, or somebody from Pittsburgh getting mauled by a few Hawks after putting one late on goal. It was Raquel, that's right. Now Barbashev trying to weave through a couple defenders. Larson. And now Benier's able to come up with the puck and move this out of the zone. Through the neutral comes Dunn. At the point, Tanev. A shot from Burakovsky, pad saved by Hill. Good chance generated there, but Hill was able to slide over. And a good rebound control there. Now with the paddle, he's going to flip this over to a defenseman, Pietrangelo. Through the neutral zone, 3-on-2. Here comes Stevenson. Over on the wing for Howden. A chance in front. They score! And Chandler Stevenson with the first goal of the game. What a beautiful play from, what was that, Howden? Just a perfect lead pass off the backhand, man. And Cortana gets the goal treats. But yeah, it all started with the Aiden Hill pad save off Burakovsky. You know, the Golden Knights are just one of those teams where you can just hammer the net as much as you want, and those just come back the other way. And I mean, that was a difficult pass for Howden to make. Make no mistake, but they still made it look pretty easy. You don't think Letang's happy with the new role? You know, I saw it in San Jose, right? When Burns and Carlson were on the same team, and that just didn't look particularly slick. Even if they're not playing together, that doesn't mean that they're being deployed effectively in a way that, you know, complements both of their strengths. So I didn't examine it all that closely, but I didn't really see either player get freed up enough. But yeah, for Carlson to be on the first power play just like that, I mean, that kind of sends a message almost. Almost a chance in front for the Kraken here. They're going to keep attacking. You know, the Kraken did concede second fewest shots per game in the NHL. 2,000 over capacity. Wow. Yeah, Dustin here, I just pinned his message. He's actually at the arena for this game. So many caps being referenced tonight, for sure. And I mean, and somehow they just keep getting older and older, right? It's like the opposite of dazed and confused. In the neutral zone, glove down. Here comes Alexiak, the big rig. Chips it around the net. Nice play on the forecheck there from Gord. Just a textbook Yanni Gord play, but he couldn't quite control that. Pahal, 94. Okay, I got to remember that guy. All right. Bjorkstrand's going to chip this in the corner. Giving chase is Carrier. Immediately, the Kraken forecheck comes crashing in. Again, a beautiful play from Yanni Gord. Nice play up front, though, at the top of the zone by Kolasar. Puck still in the zone. And now a chance in front of the net. Gord trying to stuff it home. Puck still loose, and we get is that an early whistle? We're going to get a holding penalty, though. And it might be Ben Hutton going to the box here. So the Kraken controlling play for the most part, but of course, that doesn't always reflect what you see on the scoreboard when you're playing against the Knights. On their first shot. Is that Higgy? Oh, I didn't see your profile picture earlier. I'm surprised you're still here, my friend. I'm a Vikings fan, but hey, no, lots of my friends are Packers fans, so please stick around. Dark horse. I don't know if I really have a true dark horse this year. Since they just signed Hellebuck and Scheifele, I want to say, you know, like Winnipeg. I don't know about them doing damage though. Like the Kings maybe as a dark horse. Can we even call them a dark horse though? I just don't think they have the goaltending to do it. Oh, good. Well, at least I'm not the only Vikings fan here. Interesting. Uh, Haley wants Cortana. That's your lady, right? Well, I can't road trip all the way out to the East Coast. Otherwise, I would totally bring her. One day, guys, I want to bring Cortana on the road. Seattle, we can make it happen. Not necessarily this year, but Cortana and I could definitely road trip out for a game at some point. Um, Vegas brand earplugs. I'm sure they have something probably like that. They probably have like Golden Knights paper towel holders. Vikings are paying. Indeed. Dallas Stars are a real contender. Yeah, I don't think that they're like a perfect roster, but they're pretty damn close. Pretty damn close. I mean, if you could see Johnston continue the trajectory he has, Delandria, I didn't even mention him earlier in the stream. I do like Delandria. They got Stankoven. They sent him down to the AHL. I mean, like, that guy could be a second line center, like a dominant one in the NHL. Will Toronto get past the first round? They'll have an opportunity, but I'm not putting my money on them to get to the Stanley Cup. Let's just say that. How important is it for hockey overall for a Canadian team to win the cup? I open that up to the chat, Phenom. But like right now, they have like the elite talents that you see in Edmonton and Toronto specifically. It's just a wonderful opportunity for that to happen. But the problem is that Edmonton's almost looking like the Toronto of the West. So I think it's pretty damn important. If we're talking about Connor McDavid, probably the most talented player we've seen. Uh, I mean, Crosby's obviously one of the most complete players we've ever seen. But in terms of that like electric player who can skate like the wind and just looks like a cheat code out there, and Draisaitl's no slouch, especially in the playoffs. He's probably the best player you see in the NHL today. It's like this has got to be the chance for them, and especially like right now in the primes of their careers. But the Oilers, man, here comes Eichel. Shoots that just wide. McCann scooping this up. McCann 41 goals last year, I want to say. Now Schultz. The little drop ski for Kyler. Lots of speed. Drops it off again for Bjorkstrand. A shot from Schwartz. Blocked there by Pashal. Done. Wheels it over to Bjorkstrand and a save by Hill. Puck's still alive here. Tolvanen spins around for the backhander to Vince Dunn at the point. A shot. Traffic in front that gets blocked. Bjorkstrand scoops it. Behind the net for Kyler. A little backhand pass there by Tolvanen. Maybe not the best decision. The Knights converge immediately. Come back the other way with Waugh. A shot. Rims around outside the zone. And now Bjorkstrand with speed. Gains at the zone. Schwartz draws the defense. Bjorkstrand from behind the net. Good puck movement. A chance in front for Kyler. Good look. Good look. Done. Tolvanen and intercepted. And out of the box comes Carrier. He's coming the other way with some speed. Tries to deke around Dunn. Almost does. But the Knights are now 2 for 2 on the penalty kill. Canada should win except for Toronto. I just love to see like Montreal just steamroll their way this year. Some people actually think that they're going to be like, I'm not saying a Stanley Cup favorite by any means, but let's see here. I got to update my my banner here. Here we go. Because the Knights killed that penalty and cling, and they hold that 1-0 lead. What city has great colors and styles in all their teams besides Pittsburgh? Hey, that's a great question. I mean, it's very rare that you see one city actually have just an awesome look across their teams. But yeah, Pittsburgh to me would be kind of the shining example of that. You know, Chicago's pretty damn classic, right? With the Blackhawks, the Cubs. I'm not a big fan of the Bears unis, but they are, you know, pretty classic in the sense that they've been used forever. The Bulls, right? The Chicago Bulls. You put a 23 on that jersey, and that thing sells better than any jersey in sports. Seattle for the Seahawks, Kraken, Mariners. I like when the Mariners wear the teal. Of course, much love to my favorite basketball team growing up, the Seattle Sonics. So yeah, I think that's a good city to put in that mix. Waterbucks is not a fan of neon green. I'm a sucker for neon green because not that many teams do it. So the ones that do, I got all the respect for them. Denver, Colorado. I'm not a fan of the Rockies branding. I don't mind purple, obviously, being a Vikings fan, but I just I just don't think they've got it. But like Broncos, especially when they wear the classic throwbacks, right? Or like the ones from the 80s. I love those. Avalanche have great home unis, and of course the defending NBA champions, the Nuggets. That's a pretty sharp look too. Detroit's. You know what I love is when the Pistons rock the 90s throwbacks. All right. At the point, McNabb. Eichel behind the net. Oh, chance in front. Pat save Grubauer. Barbashev trying to knock that one. He had an open net, but it was deflected. But here he is again behind the net. What a great trade deadline acquisition from the Blues. The hard-nosed Ivan Barbashev. Great stretch pass in the neutral zone. Here's Wenberg. Pulls up. Trailer. Larson, backhander. And blocked in front. Eichel. He's going to just send this one around the net. Grubauer goes kind of off his paddle awkwardly. Chipped into the night zone. Chasing there is McCann, excuse me. His hair was a little bit longer. Beniers. Shot from I almost said Bergen. No, Borgen. That's that's his name. Carrier. Awkward angle. Couldn't quite get that on goal. Off the loose puck, moved through the neutral zone for Borgen. Here he is. It jumps into the play. Steered aside by the pad of Aiden Hill. Scooped up here by. See, I'm trying to get the Doc Emmerich vocabulary. A shot from Carrier, and that's trapped by Philip Grubauer. Points for bravery. Indeed. Yes, so I'm going for the Doc Emmerich vocabulary, where you have like squibbed along by Hutton. All right, so 7:30 left in the first period. The Kraken hold a 9-6 advantage in shots. But yeah, good pace to this. Pietrangelo, and that's shot off by or fought off by Grubauer. He had to do the Bobrovsky. He jumped out with his shoulder to deflect that puck. Looked like Bobrovsky in the playoffs. All right. Chipped out by the Kraken behind the Vegas net. Ethan now a member for 3 months. Which state or province needs a team? I mean, first of all, I want the NHL to stay at 32 teams no matter what. I mean, the fantasy is Quebec, but I'd love to see a team in Kansas City. I know they had a team back in the 70s, but that was so long ago. Those are some nutty sports fans. There's no NBA team in Kansas City. It makes perfect sense. A pad save, and the natural rivalry with St. Louis and even Chicago, and even Denver. It's not that far away from. That'd be awesome. Kraken hold the Vegas zone. A shot and block out in front. A chance. Almost for Gord on the doorstep. And another shot. And I don't know if Hill got a piece of that. It popped up. Play goes on behind the net. Tolvanen trying to steer it there for Wenberg. Picks it up in the corner. Schwartz. And now cycled back to the point. Nicely done by the Kraken here. Despite facing some pressure. Dunn down in the play. Vince Dunn. And now picked off here by, looks like Amadio. And regained by Kyler Yamamoto. Well, yeah, Kansas City technically doesn't have. Yeah, Kansas City's Missouri. Yeah, I had a friend from Kansas City, Kansas, though. So I've always thought of Kansas City as like Kansas, even though I know. Uh, hey, Salt Lake had a couple preseason games. I would love to see that. But yeah, Milwaukee makes too much sense, right? Intercepted by Paul Cotter. He's going to steer this down for William Carlson. Carlson, oh, a back pass. Nearly had somebody in front of the net there. And actually, it takes an awkward bounce. And who's that going to be credited to? Jonathan Marchessault makes it 2-0. The Kraken have done everything right in this game, and they're losing 2-0. It's because the house wins. Boy, that is a tough break. So I'm just looking at the replay here. This one went just behind the net, and then out in front. And yeah, all the defender was trying to do was send it behind the net off the boards. Tanev, he's just doing a ricochet pass off the boards, and Marchessault's stick is right there. How intentional did that look? No, yeah, Marchessault was trying to defend the pass, I guess. God, that's horrible luck. But anyway, Cortana gets goal treats. Exactly, Trevor. Can it be any louder? Yes, it can. 2 words. Shark Tank. Boy. Knights now trying to feed off of this. Trevor, congratulations, man. 1 year a member. I appreciate that, dude. Did Marchessault get the assist? Yeah, I know. He should get the goal and the assist. Yeah, man. Seattle's. Yeah, what are you supposed to do at that point, right? Circumvent the salary cap? And the crowd chanting MVP for Jonathan Marchessault. He won the Conn Smythe last year, so. Pence pissed you off. Yeah, so Mike here was actually at the game, and you thought it was all candy canes and rainbows when you were leading 2-0. And then it all started with a pass off the boards by Connor Bedard, and the downfall just spiraled from there. You're almost at 6 months a member already? Man, that's a lot. That's a sizable time. Like, I guess that shows how long the off season was, eh? All right, we're at a commercial break, by the way, guys. Thanks to everybody for being here. Now, for those of you who don't know, I'm sure that a fair amount of you do, but we do have a Discord community. So then that way you don't have to wait until I go live again to chat with other great hockey fans like the ones that you have here. Just see the video description down below. There's a link for you to join that. It's entirely free. And we have chat rooms for fans for every single NHL team and some other fun chat rooms as well, where you can post pictures when you go to games, where you can show off your jerseys and chat with me. So feel free to join our Discord. And also, if you ever want to listen into my content, but you're like, damn, I don't have 30 minutes to kill right now. This video is too long. Well, you can always take Twisted Wrister Hockey on the road, because now we are on Spotify. So you can see you can listen into some of my video content in that fashion. And actually, I think we're going to maybe be doing a podcast on Spotify tomorrow. So maybe a new episode. So check that out. Just see the video description down below. How do I think the Sharks are going to do on Thursday? At least we're home. But you know what? Vegas is actually more dominant against us in San Jose, I typically think. So we do have a lot of new forwards. I don't feel the best Bay Area game time, but you know what? We should be celebrating that, right? Because the Blackhawks won today. They're going to go 82-0. We're going to get that first overall pick. The Ducks can't cheat anymore. And Macklin Celebrini, you are a San Jose Shark. I'm excited to see William Eklund, though. I really am. And apparently, Kaapo Kähkönen had a good preseason, so that's a nice thing to see. Discord link, it should be in the video description below. If you can't find it, I will give you a link right here. Play is resumed. Just FYI. Okay. Kraken have largely controlled this game, but again, it's the Knights with the upper hand on the scoreboard where it matters most. Gord behind the net for Dunn. Cleared out by Larson. Actually, no, nice play there by Stone. Not the first time we've ever said that. Dunn, a stretch pass, but double teamed in the neutral zone there was Tolvanen. Heg's going to move this forward, and the Knights are offside on this play here with 3 minutes remaining. There's a podcast. Yeah, we are now on Spotify. Because I know that my videos are often pretty long. They can be 20 minutes or 30 minutes. So I figured, all right, some of these could actually be good for an audio format. So, and like I said, I think I'm going to actually record some episodes independent of what you see on YouTube. A trade that happened? Really? Let me know if you have more. Yeah, if you guys need the links, I can post them here. You just let me know, okay? Stone hands this off at the point for Stevenson. Cycled along in front of the net or behind the net, but nobody's there. This one pops out of the zone for Pietrangelo to retrieve. Buying some time here. In the neutral zone, Amadio is going to take some contact there from Schwartz. Sent all the way down for Grubauer. And, off a turnover, a shot. Oh, and a great blocker save from Grubauer. Boy, that was a dangerous play. Who came up with that turnover there? Was that Amadio again? A chance in front for Amadio, and Grubauer was there to read it immediately. But the Knights, this is the best they've looked all game. Because they actually, were able to generate something apart from having your stick in a passing lane. I mean, hey, that's why you play the game the way you do, right? I can set commands. No roles for teams. Yeah, I mean, I'm brand new to Discord, so there's a lot I have to learn here. You joined the disco. All right, Brandon, thank you. All right. Under 2 to play here. The Golden Knights have closed the shot gap, though. It's now 11-9 for the Kraken. Nice interception in the neutral zone. Who did that for Vegas? It's going to spring a breakaway. Here's Barbashev and a great back check from Larson. I don't know if that was Stone or Eichel, but man, that was as elite of a neutral zone read as you can make. Yeah, Trevor, it's Sling TV. I could go on NHL66.ir and probably more caught up with you. But yeah, Sling TV is always just kind of a little bit behind. All right, 126 left in the period. Oh, that's wait, we have multiple fans. Oh, yeah, that's right. We used to have somebody who would tune in from Chile. But thank you for joining us. It's awesome to have a hockey fan as far south as Argentina. Thank you so much for joining, and good job by the Blackhawks. Connor Bedard got on the score sheet with an assist there. We got Red Deer in the house, the good old battleground for the Oilers and Flames rivalry. Here, Cortana. How many treats do we have left for Cortana? Oh wow, I've already gone through a lot of these, but you know what, guys? Cortana, she can get as chunky as we want her to be tonight because we got her back on the exercise after a little bit of a sprain or a strain in her knee. Now we're walking 4 miles a day, so she's doing well now. How do I think the Avs will do this year? Did you see my season predictions? You know, I know they don't have their captain, but they they still have something special in the tank, I think. Waugh, a shot from the point, traffic in front. Grubauer scrambling, trying to find it. Scooped up by Schwartz. He moved out of the zone, but the Knights have been threatening here the last couple minutes. Stripped Petrangelo, a shot and a save by Hill. Final 10 seconds here. Hill from behind his net. He's got Petrangelo. He'll just settle the puck here. And we'll go into the intermission with the Golden Knights up 2-0. Connor Bernard. Is that what we're going to call him now? Overhyped. I mean, the dude doesn't have like S tier talent around him per se, so he's going to have to make a lot happen by himself. But yeah, I mean, did he have Austin Matthews' first game in the NHL? No, nothing close to that. But I like some of the things he does out there. He goes to the net. This guy puts his body on the line in front of players who are 4 inches taller and 40 pounds heavier than him. How many games will I stream this year? How many games should I stream this year, guys? How many games? No matter what, though, we'll turn it on in the playoffs, most likely. But yeah, we're at first intermission. Is he one of the youngest players in NHL history? Yeah, he is one of the youngest. His 18th birthday was in July. So yeah, that makes him pretty young. But for example, I think Patrick Marleau might be the youngest to ever score a goal because he was just 18 years and like a couple weeks, I think. I don't know who the youngest is though to ever appear in a game. Good question though, especially for trivia folks. All right. So what did that poll end up as? Vegas with a 56-44 edge. I'm sure some people voted, after the game had started and were scoring goals. Brandon Tanev looks like Joe Tribbiani from Friends. That's a fair comparison. He's got that sort of Mediterranean complexion, That's a fair comparison. $300 games. Man, if I stream 300 games, I would have to do like 4 a day or something crazy like that. No, not that many. I gotta think about how many. The season's what? About 150 days. So I'd have to do two per day. That'd be nuts, man. Doing 1 per day is crazy. Yeah, I'm here. Hey man, I'm just glad the season's here. The off season took forever. Because we did have a couple interesting trades, no doubt, but like free agency was really weak. And after I learned the Sharks wouldn't have a shot at Bedard, I was like, because it's not like Will Smith is going to play in the NHL this year. So Yossi is going to earn his 94 on NHL 24. That is a bit of a twisted take. Yeah, you're right. Bay Area game time. A Sharks blanket for Cortana. We have a blanket for all our favorite teams. So she has a San Francisco Giants one too. Bummer news on Barry Melrose. Yeah, it does sadden me to hear that he has Parkinson's. I just hope that everyone who's close to him is there to spend time with him, and that he can still have a love for what he's what has been his life, which is the game of hockey for probably decades and decades, man. Long recap videos. So yeah, I think that if I'm gonna do anything like that, I think I'd better be suited for like just doing podcasts. Shannon, I do not know how he's able to watch multiple games like that. I mean, I have a hard time watching more than one player for one game. So I think that, yeah, like my sort of healthy mix here is doing some play-by-play like this, and then doing some podcast stuff too. Because it's funny, because what I do, like what I observe when I, stream with you guys and do play-by-play, that doesn't stay in my mind so much. Like I wouldn't be able to break down this game later on so well, I don't think. Whereas if I watch it by myself, I can like make notes and I watch the game a little bit differently. Select a boy. Hey, welcome back, man. Oh wait, there. How you doing, man? Hope you're excited for the hope you're excited for the season to get underway. That's what I was trying to say. We're doing the late game here. Uh you don't know what to eat around there? Dude, it's Pittsburgh. You gotta get yourself, I don't think Permanti Bros is open this late, but you gotta find somewhere, like, is there a diner that has those stuffed sandwiches, right? You get the cold cuts with the fries and the coleslaw, right? We got any Yinzers in the house that can advise Mr. Thompson? Um, it was amazing to watch. Yeah, so Dustin here, for anybody recently joining us. So Dustin here is actually at this game right now and hanging out with us here on the side. That's pretty rad. But yeah, dude, I'm sure that's an awesome feeling when you actually see that banner raise and all the players are out there to enjoy that. And remember, 20 of the 24 players on this roster were on the cup team last year. The only real big loss was like Riley Smith and Phil Kessel, even though he wasn't really playing. All right, Jake, catch you later, dude. Dunkin' Donuts. Where I live, man, we don't even have Dunkin' Donuts. Are the Penguins going to make the playoffs? By the skin of their teeth. I can't go back on my word after just one game. But like Raquel's been an unsung hero for this team. Gensel's been, Gensel actually made the lineup today. He wasn't expected to be back that soon. That's great. You think it's going to be a Yossi season, huh? THG is the hockey guy. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Buchagras or Wischusen, they're pretty equal to me. Like Buchagras, I've been watching his work much longer, of course. So he is kind of dear to me because he was one of the last of those great ESPN personalities that I grew up with. So it's like a slight edge to Bucci, but like Wischusen sounds a little bit more like a typical NHL announcer, but like he's got fire in him too. So I do like him quite a bit. All right. Uh, you don't have Dunkin' Donuts in Idaho. I don't think we do. At least not in the Panhandle. We don't have any. We're not a big city out here. Krispy Kreme. Yeah, do we? I think we have a Krispy Kreme. They didn't look like they knew what to do with Carlson. Yeah, that's the thing. Like that's why I found that trade so surprising. Not to mention, I mean, the Sharks got off pretty damn well. They did have to give up a third round draft pick, but they're only retaining $1.5 million of his $11.5 million contract for 4 years. And for a team that's rebuilding, that's chump change, man. Oh yeah, you get a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts for shutouts. That's pretty nuts. That's awesome. That's a good girl. Was Bob Wischusen the Jets announcer? Oh, I wouldn't know. Wischusen is trying. You think he's trying to sound like Gary Thorne? He does have. He does have like his energy really does peak in the way that Gary Thorne's voice does. I think that's probably why I like it. But dude, nobody can replace the 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 play by play, the national play by play goat in American hockey, and that's Gary Thorne. Like Doc Emmerich. Doc Emmerich is fantastic in so many ways. But I mean, I love Gary Thorne, dude. Danelle, how you doing, man? Great to have you here. All right, between between your three teams, who do you think has the best chance to go to the Stanley Cup? Pretty cool to see a penalty shot in game one. Absolutely. You know what though? Look, now I gotta be honest. I never played hockey myself. I thought though that I think it was what Luke Shen who committed the penalty. I thought that he'd actually poked the puck away before actually committing the infraction. So, is there any way that that would alter the nature of the call? Yeah, yeah. Thorne and Emmerich, right? So unique for very different reasons for how they called the game. Uh, Corey, great to have you here. Should that be like the motto? Twisted Wrister Hockey, where fans go to escape Leah Hextall. No, I'm not going to pile on her. Luke looked really slow on that play. Well, to be fair, he's not the most fleet of foot. But yeah, love seeing a penalty shot. What city do I think deserves an expansion team? Okay, so if we were to actually expand, um, look, I personally would love to see of any city. I'd like to see that eighth team in Canada, Quebec City, right? But it's just I don't think that's ever going to happen. So I would say Kansas City. I mentioned that earlier. I would love to see Kansas City get one. Even though Houston might make more sense because of how big of a market it is, Kansas City, I know that they were, an NHL city in the mid 70s, but that was so long ago, excuse me. You get the right ownership, you got the fan base. Those fans are nuts for sports. I think it would be just perfect. But Salt Lake has grown so much over the last, I don't know, 15 or 20 years that could it support an NHL city, have that rivalry with the Avalanche, excuse me? People would be flying in to do that and go skiing. Absolutely, man. That would be rocking. I would love that. Hell, I could be a far drive, but I can get there in a day. No more Atlanta teams. Yeah, Atlanta's further down the totem pole for me. You know, I don't want another cursed team in Atlanta. Poor Falcons and Atlanta Hawks. Houston, Salt Lake, Kansas City. Of course, this would never, ever, ever, ever happen. But damn, Spokane, Washington. It'll never be big enough of a market, but that'd be pretty damn rad because people like their hockey out here. Uh, Beniotti. I do like Beniotti. I do very frequently watch the Capitals. Um, and I think that he's kind of one of those reasons where, of course I'm doing it to watch Ovechkin and TJ Oshie's like my favorite player. So, but I just love him on the call. They have a good overall media team. Am I in Spokane? I'm close by. I'm in Idaho, so like 45 minutes away. And yeah, the Braves, yeah, they got taken out kind of early this time, right? Or wait, are they still alive? I am not very well versed in the baseballs. No, they're still alive, right? They are, right? Okay, they're playing the Phillies, that's right. But you know who's on the ropes right now? The LA Dodgers. And boy, do I love to see that. Uh You were in Salt Lake yesterday. Oh yeah, you're kitty corners to them, right? You saw a lot of hockey merch. That's cool. Was it like mostly NHL or was it for the Grizzlies in the ECHL? Salt Lake, yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, and don't forget the Coyotes, right? Um, actually, Higgy, good question. I could probably walk around the arena and see one or two people wearing a jersey, but no, I'd say that it's still mostly Kraken. Lots of Knights fans. Occasionally, I'll see a Sharks fan there, and people rocking sweaters for all sorts of teams. But yeah, or you might see people supporting like the teams that the alumni play for in the NHL, like, well, Kyler now plays for the Kraken, but like Derek Ryan for the Oilers. I have a speaking of Derek Ryan, I think one time, I'm not going to get into it right now. I'm not going to get into that. I thought one time I might have had an opportunity to talk to his sister. That's all, or maybe a relative of his. Let's see here. Kershaw got rocked. Yeah, well, it's the playoffs, right? How far am I from CDA? I'm just north of it. Just north of it. So I did live in CDA for a year though. But yeah, what state? What state? Yeah, I think Utah, because I did say I like Kansas City, but that's Missouri, even though it's also Kansas. But yeah. Da, 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 da. Or Wisconsin. Yeah, yeah, Wisconsin's a good one too. Uh, yeah, John, it's not the greatest downtown, honestly, in a lot of ways, right? But we do have a hockey bar downtown. It's called Stanley's, Lord Stanley's. Yeah, Lord Stanley's. I haven't even been there yet. Uh, yeah. Oh, really? That's cool. Did you? Was that like the whole team, or was that mostly just like a smaller event? And he is still playing for them, right? Right? Derek Ryan's still playing for them. Yeah, Derek Ryan is still in. Derek Ryan's under contract for 2 more years. Yeah, he's been there for a while now. TV stations supporting the Flames. Yeah, one of my friends said, "Oh yeah, I'm not like a huge hockey fan, but like growing up around here, I would support the Flames." I think technically our county is still closer as the crow flies. A direct line to Calgary than it is to Seattle, but you won't see like a ton of Flames fans here right now. Oh, VIP jerseys. You get a jersey for being a season ticket holder? That's pretty cool. How many teams do that? You followed hockey at the end of last year. That's a good question that Billy poses, chat. How important, how integral to the culture of this game is Slapshot? I mean, some of you might just disown me. I've never seen Slapshot. But I think that you could say that Goon, and of course the Mighty Ducks. A lot of us grew up watching that. I think Goon is kind of like the more current generation version of Slapshot, so it's acceptable if you've seen that, or even Letterkenny at this point. You even got a jersey for being a season ticket holder, or for being a premium ticket holder. Vandals is a cool team name. It's definitely different. The terrible attendance in San Jose. Yeah, man. Boy, it's very disappointing to see that. And I think that that's just. I hate saying this, but I think that's just the culture of the Bay Area. Every metropolitan area is made up mostly of transplants, but there's just not sports culture there. It's not like and I think that has to do with people's favorite teams growing up being in San Francisco or Oakland. But yeah, the Sharks. It's hard to market that product right now, so I think that's one reason why they changed their uniforms this past year. Anyway, we're gonna get underway with the second period. So can the Kraken get a bounce here? And they've gotten the first 2 power plays of this game too. All right. Back to the play-by-play here. Knights are going to chip this behind Grubauer. Borgen. Good interception there. One chance in front of the net. Cleaned up on the goal line there by Alexiak. Carrier almost was able to whack that home. Giggity. Now Bjorkstrand behind the net for Borgen. Chased by Waugh. Boy, Waugh's looked really good on defensively. Hegg evades the stick lift by Bjorkstrand. Ricochets this one to Pietrangelo, and now Colasar from center ice. Larson giving chase to Eichel. Barbashev cycled behind the net to Beniers now. And Dunn gets the clear. The Kraken chip this in from center ice. At the top of the zone, Eberle down low. Bounces off the boards here to Dunn, jumping into the play. And retrieved by McNabb. Center ice, breakaway. Barbashev skates in, shoots, scores! And damn, this is going to be a very difficult deficit to overcome now. As in a flash, in an instant, the Golden Knights make it 3-0. Jesus. That was a beautiful stretch pass. And that's Braden McNabb. Braden freaking McNabb. When do you pull the goalie? I mean, that one, sure. Grubauer, that would be a very timely save for him to make. He challenged, but that shot was perfectly placed over his glove. The first two goals, though, especially that second one, Grubauer is not going to be able to do anything about something that ramps off somebody's stick and goes in. The new Tampa Bay Lightning. Yeah, the first two were goofy, to be fair. You need eye muffs. That's funny. Joey Decord season. Oh, wait, you moved out of the area? I was there briefly. Actually, I was only in Santa Rosa in August. I haven't been to San Jose, man, since I moved. Cotter. Okay. William Karlsson to the other point. A shot. Amadio cleans up the rebound here. Now Karlsson to the point. A shot. Hutton. Blocked by Tanev. And Turbo at center ice gets around Pashal. From behind the net, Yamamoto trying to stick lift. Cotter gets the clear. Collected by Tanev. Up ice. Off the stick of Kyler. And Kraken regrouping here. Nice stretch pass from Dunn. A shot from Tolvanen. Wide. Picked up by Wenberg. Tolvanen. Couldn't quite strip the puck. Kraken will try to enter the zone one more time with Belmar. In the corner there, Pashal battling with Tolvanen. A pass. Oh, nice drop pass to Yanni Gore, but his shot went just a little wide. Tolvanen. High slot. Shot. And that goes just... Might have caught some iron there, or might have just gone a little bit high and wide. Gord from the corner. Out to the point. Cycled here for Alexiak at the center, at the circle. A shot and a near tip in there by Borgen. That was a great setup. God dang. You do that play one more time and that goes in. Because he had an open net. And, beautiful play from Barbashev. Oh my God, he almost had another one there. He just deked a couple defenders. Wow. You're in Michigan. Interesting. As an Avalanche fan, that's got to be a lot of fun, huh? As a Sharks fan, you are angry. I mean, this is the middle of the abyss, my friend. You gotta do it right. If you want to succeed, we gotta. There was nothing that we could salvage over the last couple seasons, really. Yeah, I mean, it does sting when the other teams get Stanley Cups, for sure. I mean, the Ducks are a far cry from what they used to be, but at least they can say, they have a championship. And we're going to get just a high stick, not a high sticking. With 4:18 gone by here in the second period. Quarter deck. Right on. I guess they have probably a bunch of like signed jerseys and sticks, right? Here, I think so, man. I needed to be somewhere first of all more affordable, and second of all just quieter, smaller community. It was right for me. I was at the time in my life when I knew that would work out. All right. Wenberg. And now Burakovsky intercepted by Pietrangelo behind the net. Stone. And the Golden Knights have a 2-on-1. Howden and Stevenson. And a nice break up there by the Kraken defense, but a chance, almost there for Howden, who had a beautiful setup on the first goal. Tolvanen. Kraken get the zone here. Stripped there by Tanev. Battling against Theodore, but he's able to move that to his partner. Let's get the clear. Kraken trying to regain the zone quickly here. And now Kyler with speed. Drops it off for Belmar. Looking to advance this behind the net. In the corner there, Theodore. And Belmar is able to knock the puck out to the defense. A shot and gets blocked in front. Another whack at it. Seattle can't quite hold the zone here. And nearly springing Paul Cotter on a breakaway. Cotter with Amadio and Carlson. Behind the net, gathered by Schultz. Kyler from center ice. Bumps it all the way down behind Hill. Collected by Eichel. A chance in front! So off a turnover and nearly knocking that home was Beniers. Beniers takes some contact there from Carlson. Finds the point. A shot from the circle. Some traffic in front. Kraken banging at it, trying to stuff it home. But Amadio is going to scoop this up. And Vegas trying to bump that out. Big hit there from Alexiak. Par for the course with him. And Seattle will just have to give it another go. I mean, like the way that they're able to regain the zone quickly, their forecheck, I think that they're playing really well for the most part, but it's just the opportunism. I don't know. Just the opportunistic nature of this Vegas team is matched by probably no team in the NHL. Let's just be clear. Well, you can now, Dustin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what we like to see with our community. And Cortana gets a treat because of it. All right, so we're at a commercial break. Joey Decord's only won 3 of his 19 games? Really? Dang. Yeah, man. God. Barbashev. That was such a great lead pass. That was McNabb, right? That was a hell of a pass. Yeah. All right, I need to take a water break here, guys, especially since we're on the commercial. So just hang tight. I'll be right back. I have a video that they can play, though, for the time being. How about that? What's the best tradition for Tampa Bay Lightning fans? The Thunderstruck pregame intro with the Tesla coils always gets Amalie Arena rocking and ready to go. I actually got to experience that myself a few seasons ago. So for anybody who doesn't know, a Tesla coil is a resonant transformer circuit that generates high voltage but low current electricity. So basically the arena will actually shoot out these bolts that you can visibly see to the tune of AC/DC's Thunderstruck. Just a great atmosphere to get people pumped up before the game. Stick around for more content on NHL history and culture for all 32 teams. What's the best tradition for Toronto Maple Leafs fans? There are a couple of great traditions I want to point out here. So the giant Canadian flag and the giant Maple Leaf flags that are unfurled at opposite ends of the arena for the singing of O Canada, that always looks fantastic. The tradition of Hockey Night in Canada actually started with Foster Hewitt and the Toronto Maple Leafs. But the one that I want to call out here is throwing hats onto the ice for a hat trick. That started with the Toronto Maple Leafs in the 1940s, so a little backstory. Maple Leafs owner Conn Smythe told the team's photographers that if they continued to take pictures of empty seats during games, they'd have to buy him a new hat. And back then it was very traditional for people to wear fedoras or very high quality hats. So after hearing about this, a local hat retailer offered to give any Maple Leafs player who scored 3 goals in a game a new hat for free. And once the public became aware of that, they started actually throwing their own hats onto the ice when a player scored 3 goals. Stick around for more content on NHL history and culture for all 32 teams. What's the best tradition for Detroit Red Wings fans? It's throwing the octopus. This goes all the way back to 1952 during the playoffs when brothers Pete and Jerry Cusimano tossed an octopus onto the ice. A team needed to win 8 playoff games in order to win the Stanley Cup back then. And the Red Wings actually pulled off something that had never been done before. They won all 8 of those games consecutively. Then flash forward to the 1990s when the Red Wings are once again at the very peak of the NHL. In a 1995 playoff game, there were 36 octopi thrown onto the ice, including one that weighed as much as 30 or maybe 38 pounds. Longtime ice manager Al Sobotka would be the one retrieving the octopi from the ice, and that spawned ultimately what became Al the Octopus, the team's pseudo mascot here. So not somebody walking around in a costume, but they had this giant octopus. They put a Red Wings jersey on him, and ultimately they would actually have 2 Al the Octopus because you would need 16 wins to win the Stanley Cup. Stick around for more content on NHL history and culture for all 32 teams. All right, and we're back. Thank you for your patience there. Ayers asks a great question. What's a dynasty? Well, the Hockey Hall of Fame defines a dynasty as winning 3 Stanley Cups in a 4-year period. Now, personally, I don't think that that's as feasible in today's NHL with the salary cap era. You know, the salary cap era is not even 20 years old, and that makes it much more difficult. And a score there for Jared McCann from behind the net. What a beautiful setup. All right, Kraken may be back in it. I'll get back to your question, Ayers, because I really do find that a fascinating topic. But yeah, that's the actual definition by the Hockey Hall of Fame. Jared McCann. There's Egginator. Egginator in the house. Hey, go Kraken. Great to have you here. But yeah, I think of winning, if you can win 3 Stanley Cups with a similar core of players in like even 6 or 7 years, I think that could easily be a dynasty. Like the Blackhawks, what the Blackhawks did from 2010, 13, and 15, to me, that's a dynasty. 3 and 6 in the salary cap era, absolutely. You might say that Pittsburgh had a dynasty. Winning in 09. They went to the Stanley Cup final the year before that, right? And then 16 and 17 with their big 3. Actually, big 4, because, you know, Crosby, Malkin, Letang, and Marc-Andre Fleury. Stevenson, he gets tripped up, and the Knights will go on a power play. The Vegas Golden Knights just set a record for the most time passed before they get their first power play of the game. All right. I'll stop it with those. We'll get the Knights power play. Now, do I think the Knights could become a dynasty? I don't think you should count them out from competing for the Stanley Cup this year by any means. My prediction is they go to the conference final. But I don't think that this is a dynasty. I think that they're a little bit too seasoned for that. They have some players who are on the backside of their career. But, you know, could the Avalanche still compete for a dynasty? You know, to win a second and maybe a third Stanley Cup? If Landeskog can come back, then maybe so. Marchessault, stone on the doorstep, and what a pad save there by Grubauer. Wow, maybe that's the best chance they'll get, but we'll see. The Devils are like the Spurs. They could be, but, you know, we got to see them. We got to see them deep in the playoffs first. You don't want to put the cart before the horse. Here's Stevenson, one of the goals tonight for the Knights. Eichel at the point. Theodore. Marchessault thought about the shot. Behind the goal line for Stevenson. Now move back for Marshy. Stevenson at the circle. Now work to the point there for Theodore. Eichel. Back to Theodore. I heard this was a good-looking power play in the preseason. Because the Knights, that's kind of one area of their game where they've had trouble. Although in the postseason, they did turn it on this past season. Marchessault, one-timer, and blocked by Belmar. That's certainly a specialty among his. Blocking shots on the PK. A little bit of a trouble there for Stone trying to regain possession, but back comes Eichel. A shot, and that goes high off the stick of Marchessault. But a dangerous chance there from the Conn Smythe winner. Stone at the point. Worked for Eichel. To the other side for Marchessault, the seam pass. Nice disruption there by McCann. He doesn't just score goals. Eichel, under 30 left in the power play. Down low. Ooh, almost a chance in front for Marchessault. Good deflection there by Alexiak. Barbashev holds the zone, though. Nice play to shield that puck away from Gord. The seam pass disrupted and cleared down. Hill quickly flings it over to Barbashev, and they are just offside there, but a good idea with the final 5 seconds left in this power play. Yeah, Lautaro, excuse me. I think if Tampa Bay can win another Stanley Cup with this core, they are a dynasty. I would even argue that if they go back to the final, even if they lose, I would consider them maybe a dynasty. It's so hard to win 3 Stanley Cups now. If they can go to, and this goes all the way back to 2015 with many of those players, right? Well, with Kucherov and Stamkos and Hedman and no. Bishop was the goaltender, not Vasilevsky back then. But like they've gone to the final in 15, in 22. If they can go back one more time, I think that they're about as close as you can get to a dynasty. But hey, that's Christian. Have a good night. Thanks for hanging out with us. The 90s Devils. Just stingy defensively and scoring by committee. That's a very fair assessment. All right, so the Knights come up empty-handed on that power play. All right. Oops. Some nets have the camera in the net and some don't. Even for these ESPN broadcasts? Yeah, I don't know why that would be. All right. Knights trying to get the clear in their own zone. Wall's going to hold up. Nice little spin to move the puck to Kolasar. Howden. Now Waugh. To the point. Pashal, a shot. Immediately blocked by Gord. Bumps it, but Pashal is able to glove it down to keep the zone. Kolasar looking to the other point. Nice interception there by Eberle. And behind the Seattle or the Vegas net. Tolvanen. I really like Tolvanen. Alexiak fights off a couple defenders. Advances it behind the net. Gord, and he takes a high stick. That's going to be a penalty to Pashal. And the Kraken are going to go back on the power play. Overshadowed. The Spurs were overshadowed. I don't know. I'm just. Oh, you're saying like the Devils and Spurs when you have like the Red Wings and Lakers. I mean, the Spurs though, like they kept it going for a long time, like actually winning championships over what, like 10 or 11 years there. I'm not the basketball expert, but I've made some basketball videos. So Seattle will get the power play once we return from this commercial break. Logan Couture trade rumors. What about the Maple Leafs, Jack? What's your question about them? I don't know about. I've heard that the Sharks have taken calls on Logan Couture before, but that's really about it. I don't think that there's strong interest, especially not right now with him being banged up. Canucks and Kraken rivalry. Yeah, eventually, I think that'll turn on. That'll ignite a little bit. Let's see here. A fresh blind commentary of Slapshot. All right, you know what? That's gonna go. You're one of our MVP members too, Billy. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to write this down as an idea. I never would have thought that this would have been. Oh wow, is that an old family photo? Oh my god, that's my cousin who I didn't know I had until I moved to Idaho. I used to live like not even a mile from her. Billy, I like the idea. Do they have a dynasty in the Leafs dynasty would be like in the late 40s. I mean from like late 40s, I think what? Or am I thinking of the Red Wings? But I think like the late 40s and into the early 50s were very heavy with Toronto winning the Stanley Cup a lot. They probably had like multiple dynasties in the original 6 era, but that's the one that comes to mind immediately. But yeah, of course, they haven't made the Stanley Cup final since 1967. A sudden death video? Would I choose Asuka or Undertaker? I think probably I would think that my audience, I usually produce content for people who grew up around the same time as me, so it would probably be more Undertaker because I think more people grew up watching him. I don't know what I'm doing with sudden death, though, unfortunately. Oh, nice strip there by Waugh. And here he comes shorthanded. He's just going to send this down the length of the ice as the Golden Knights can change up if they want. Kraken penalty last year was ranked 21st in the NHL. Yeah, of course, the Maple Leafs this past year winning their first playoff round since '04. Do you guys know who has no, wait. That's totally wrong. I was about to ask a question about series victory droughts. We'll see if the Sabres can break their 12-year drought of missing the playoffs, though. I'm optimistic. Bjorkstrand a shot and saved by the shoulder of Hill. Play goes on behind the Golden Knights net. Pietrangelo, great job fishing that out and clearing that with now 1 minute left in the power play. Dunn's going to regroup from behind his net. You found some pizza. Dunn, the backhander over the net. Along the boards there, Tolvanen pinches down into the play. And from the other wing there, Bjorkstrand caroms around. Back out to Tolvanen and a back pass to the point for Dunn. Left for Bjorkstrand. Back to Dunn. Kraken needs shots here. Tolvanen, a shot. Blocked by Pietrangelo. Another chance in front there for Schwartz. Good stick lifts. All gold jerseys in front. Scooped up by Kyler. Schwartz barely able to get that away from Nick Hague. In the corner. Schwartz trying to bump this along there, but good support from, looked like that was Bjorkstrand. Tolvanen able to hold the zone. Back to even strength, though. What a great penalty kill for the Knights here. Bjorkstrand chance in front and tied up by gold jerseys. Dumoulin. Kraken changing personnel on the fly here. A shot from Dumoulin wide of the net. Scooped up by Yanni Gourde. At the point now, Schultz. Fresh forwards for Seattle. Holding the zone as they have done in a lot of this game. Dumoulin. At the point, a shot. Lots of traffic in front. Puck is loose. No. Hill was able to see through all the chaos. And with 4:46 left, the Kraken are just scratching their heads. It's gotten better. I mean, hell, it looked great. It looked clinically great in that last sequence there. Um, oh yeah, here I'll take the power play away. I mean, I'm certainly wishing for some turnover in that Atlantic Division. Even though I like the Panthers, the Panthers can stay. Um, but yeah, I think the Sabres have enough up and down their lineup. Even if their goaltending isn't like great, if it's competent, like the Devils last year, right? I know Schmid really turned it on, but it wasn't like he was playing 55 games. They had enough talent to get into the playoffs. So can the Sabres be those Devils? I'm optimistic they could be. I trust them more than the Senators, especially since Ottawa doesn't have Norris. But I still think they're going to be competitive, even though I predicted them to finish in seventh. That Atlantic is just going to be nuts. Um, yeah, we're at the commercial break, by the way. Hair needs to be relieved. There we go. Uh, Devils goalies are all right for now. And I mean, hey, you look at it this way. If the Devils are really serious about this, if they continue to click the way they did this last year, not just, last year they totally overshot expectations. But they have, again, it's like, man, you even if some players regress, you have so many others who could just make this roster right now and make an impact. So, if they want to go for it, they could, for example, let's say Nashville isn't going to make the postseason. They can just call up Barry Trotz and say, "Hey, Barry, you've got a young, promising goaltender, and like this is an old school like '90s cell phone. Hey, Barry Trotz, you've got a young, promising goaltender in Yaroslav Askarov. How about you send us Yusei Saros, and we'll give you one of these wingers that we don't need, and one of our draft picks that we have, and let's make a deal." And then all of a sudden, you become the Stanley Cup frontrunner. The ugly Oilers jerseys for the Heritage Classic. While I'm not a big fan of the jersey by itself, I really like the uniform altogether. It's pretty fun. All right, Burakovsky in the corner takes a shove there from McNabb, steers it along for Vince Dunn. A chance in front, looking for the tip play. The Golden Knights doing a really good job cleaning up the crease. Great job by McNabb getting in front of Schwartz as he was probably looking for a tip play. And now from the other way, oh my goodness, Barbashev would have had, yes, pun intended, a golden high danger chance there. Looking for the point there for Theodore, but it pops out and deflects into the netting here with 4 minutes left in the period. The Kraken lead 24-20 on shots, but again, I would expect them to have a higher margin than that, as they've really controlled a lot of zone time in this game. All the catch up hockey history is always welcome. Yeah, I'm trying to bring that more into Twisted Wrister now. I had so much fun making that traditions video. Yeah, man, I'm sad to see that Melrose has to hang it up. And don't count out Stutzla. Yeah, Stutzla was bonkers last year. And I mean, Brady Kachuk every year, at least as somebody who doesn't watch the Senators, honestly, hey, maybe that changes this year. But like every year, Brady Kachuk gets like consistently better, right? It's a very gradual trajectory, like gradual but consistent. All right, game time. Hopefully, we'll see you for another one. Thank you. How dare I envision Saros outside of Nashville? I'm just, goaltenders can be good in their mid 30s. Pecorine was still holding it down, right? But, is he willing to wait through a bit of a reset? Hey, I still like the way the Predators are composed, given that they almost made the playoffs last year with hardly anything, right? With everybody injured. All right, here comes Eichel. Marchessault trying to knock it away from Tolvanen. Bjorkstrand from the neutral zone. And couldn't quite get that as deep into the zone as he wanted. Marchessault finds Barbashev, and now here comes Ben Hutton working against Larson. Nice play by Barbashev to shield that puck away from Dunn. but good support from Bjorkstrand. This Bjorkstrand line has looked the best for Seattle tonight. A shot off a one-timer actually fanned on it there by Gord. And Seattle's actually going to pick up a penalty. There's a high sticking with 2:21 left, and the Knights will go back on the power play. You love the Kachuk brothers. Yeah, Brady. As soon as he gets into the playoffs, he's gonna try to be that same type of player that his brother was. I mean, not that he's not already, but he probably wants to just blow those expectations out of the water, like when Beck was in the playoffs last year. Then again, his regular season was incredible too, but his playoffs were another level, and that's why we love the playoffs. All right, Golden Knights power play coming up here. All right, here we go. There we go. All right, Theodore. Good interception there by Wenberg. So Eichel's going to have to regroup from behind his net. The Golden Knights last year, 18th in the NHL, but 20% used to be really good. 20% meant that you could be a top 7 or top 8 team in the NHL. A chance in front. Good job cleaning that up by Brandon Tanev. Marchessault at the circle, a shot and blocked. Rolls along and back out to the point there for Theodore. Eichel looking down low, but Marchessault slips here. Stone trying to make something out of nothing. And a high touch there. We'll get a face-off in the neutral zone, probably center ice. It's funny, Higgy, even at Spokane Chiefs games, when somebody goes to the penalty box, we actually will have on the scoreboard, there will be a video of that character in Game of Thrones, and it will be, her face will, superimposed on her face will be the Chiefs mascot, Boomer the Bear, and the whole shame thing plays. It's actually pretty funny. All right, chance, and blocked off the stick of Barbashev. He's been quite active. Hutton feeds it down low for Carlson in the corner. Pietrangelo at the point. 40 seconds left in the power play. Waugh. And looking for the point, but his pass goes a little wide of Pietrangelo. 30 seconds. And now 45 in the second period. Look at that. I've even got a Seattle Kraken pint glass. It's very dirty. I need to clean this thing up. Dumoulin. Double team there by Carlson and Waugh. Sent down the ice. Final seconds of the power play. And now 25 left in the period. Oh, you're welcome, Brandon. Hey, it's great having fans of all teams here, and we invite you to join us for whenever you want in the future. And go Canes. Yeah, go Canes. And you'll get some more Canes love on this channel, absolutely, because I need to see Brent Burns lift the Stanley Cup. While on the doorstep in the final seconds, I'm almost surprised that he didn't score there. But some good pressure by the Knights, and yet Seattle still hangs on a little bit. A 2-goal lead in hockey is just nothing these days. But when you are the defending champion, you were able to hold those leads throughout the regular season last year. All right, so now we get to the second intermission. Now, it's late for some of you, so I appreciate you hanging around. Zane! Oh my goodness. Wow, it's pretty late where you are. Thanks for saying hello here. And wait. Why? I'm so confused. I forget. Islanders. You're an Islanders fan. Why did I think you also like the Blackhawks? I don't know. But anyway, wow. Thanks for popping in here. So late. Wait, Axiom, I'm sorry. I'm so confused. Why did I think you were a Panthers fan? Probably because I see you in Jaws' streams. Or are you a fan of both? Which is cool because those are my those have been my two favorites in the East for a little while. So yes, LGD. Let's go Devils, I would think. Okay, you are a Cats fan. I've never been to South Florida ever, so I do need to go visit. But yeah, there is a decent chance because I've told some people this, so apologies if this is a repeat. But my grandma lives just outside of Washington D.C. in Virginia. So I think I'm going to go pay her a visit because I haven't seen her since I was really really young. And should I do that, I would at least go to a Capitals game, and I would probably go somewhere else in that vicinity. Personally, I'd like to go to Raleigh to see the Hurricanes. I've never been to North Carolina. But yeah, there could be some sort of Twisted Wrister appearance on the East Coast this year at an NHL venue or two. Raised a Cats and Whalers Canes fan. Oh, okay, cool, cool. And no, I am not a Blackhawks fan. Okay, I wonder who I'm confusing you for. But anyway, well, thanks, Riley. Hey, man, you've been watching my channel for years now, and I can't take that for granted. People have changes in life, or they watch other creators, and that's cool because I want people to enjoy what they want. But yeah, I appreciate you. Of course, always you're like the first one to all the videos, man. Like so, thank you. You know, every creator needs viewers like yourself to always keep doing what we're doing and like believing that we're entertaining or that we're giving people somewhere to chat with other folks who love something like this, so thank you. uh I am just a fan of American sports all in general despite living in Australia. Oh, whoa. It's difficult. Like, as an American, I find it fairly difficult to like we don't get that much exposure to sports in other parts of the world. uh some people like European soccer. A puck doku. I've never really tried this puck doku, but I'll write that down for you, Theo. I like doing online hockey quizzes. Hell, we could even next time I'm live, maybe we could do some online hockey quizzes. Come to Nashville. Well, I've already been there, but I would be happy to go back. So, but I've never been to Australia. I've been to New Zealand. I've been through two Australian airports though. You're an hour away from the Lightning. Oh, okay, but you're a Devils fan. Sunrise is nice. Play NHL 24. Oh boy, I don't game anymore, man. I used to, but like if there was like a you remember NHL hits, like arcade sports game. Like I'm missing like that kind of thing. I know NHL has threes though. If enough people make enough noise, maybe I'll do something with the NHL 24. Oh, you have a duck named Sydney? Huh. All right. Well, she's going to enjoy the next few years as that team makes some takes some big strides forward. Visit the Rock in Jersey. Yeah, like another place that I could go after DC is New Jersey. That could be in the realm of possibility, or Philadelphia, or yeah. I mean, because all these cities are like what, within 5 hours of each other, and I'm not used to that living on the West Coast. Seattle's 5 hours away, but no other city is anywhere close to that unless I go to Canada. All right, Billy. Catch you later. Great having you in our chat here. The EA monopoly is hurting. Yeah, I was a big 2K guy myself. Big time 2K. NHL 2K, NBA 2K, and the best football game ever created, the best football sim ever created, NFL 2K5. Pen drop. The GOAT. Madden 05 and 04 are like right up there too. You're 40 minutes away from the Sharks. Yeah, man, at one point, and this was during one of the lockouts, I was a 7-minute walk from the door of my apartment to the door of the Shark Tank. I I got to enjoy a few games like that, but yeah, man. And I lived in Mountain View. Haley, hopping in here. Hello. Like I said, there's a good chance I'll be on the East Coast, but where I end up after that, after like DC, I'm not sure just yet. But yeah, the dream, my friends, the dream is being able to just make it as a content creator and go out to NHL arenas and hang out with all of our viewers and do stadium tours and all that cool stuff. The New Zealand's on yeah, man. I need my rainy day fund will be purely to go back to New Zealand. Would I ever play WWE? Not like I wouldn't buy a copy of it, but you know, I'm trying to think of like if for some reason it was at a hockey game and I'm waiting in line, or if I'm with somebody and we're waiting in line for some beer, and I would be like, "Hey, I'm gonna wait in line for you. You take a shift on WWE, so you're not just standing here doing nothing. And then next beer, I get to play a little bit. So there you go. It's not an ordinary mall. See where I'm from, all of our like not all of our malls, but a lot of our malls are outdoor. But not here in Idaho. No, not here. But where I used to grow up in Cali, where I used to live. Uh oh, interesting. Tampa's cool. I've been to a game there before. Just I mean, like it's a very friendly environment for a hockey game. Auntie Anne. Wait, isn't that the pretzel place? Actually, one of those really greasy pretzels sounds really good right now. Oh, over the summer you had oh, shoot, maybe I don't need to pin this, but you got in a car crash. Oh shit, man. Well, I'm so sorry to hear that. I mean, just getting in an accident like that for a lot of people can have real long-term effects on their life. I've known family who's suffered, just certain little physical things just from an auto accident that never quite left them. Um, but to lose some loved ones in that too, man, I'm sorry to hear that, man. But I'm glad you're doing better. But you know, I there will be other things that are introduced in your life that will, you know, that'll give you a new lease on life. But it really is a precious thing, isn't it, man? I've been very fortunate that just about everyone really close to me has always been around. But, you know, you wake up tomorrow and you just don't know if that's going to be the same thing. So I'm sorry to hear that, man. How many games will I live stream this season? I mean, hell, if I can do one, because I'm primarily like making videos and doing other things too. Like, get I spent spend hours like getting things rolling with Spotify and doing some social media content on like Instagram. But yeah, like if I can get, I'm usually on a live stream weekly. At some point during the week, I'm on a live stream. Sometimes that's for our members, people who have the premium subscriptions. So we have all sorts of different live streams. We do like logo rankings and jersey rankings and quizzes and guess the player and guess the jersey. Like we've done all that with our members. So I'm going to continue doing that sort of thing. But if I can do a game stream like this for everybody here once a week, I think that would be great. Uh, just making the time for it. Uh, I really do enjoy these, but I want to make sure that that I really want to be talking like this for 3 straight hours. Which, first game of the season, I'm fired up for it. Let's just hope that we can keep doing this on a weekly basis, huh? Good question though. Playoffs though, I do pick it up a little bit. I'm more active with that. Boy, wow. Your duck is named after a Power Ranger. That's pretty cool. Well, I named Cortana after my video game, or after the video game character. Excuse me. All right, so I mean, I'm sure everybody's already caught up with what happened earlier today in hockey, but just to reiterate, so the first game here, we'll just take a look at the. Oh, you know what I could do? I could actually pull this up on my screen. Not that one. All right, so we do have. Oh yeah, Cortana was. Oh, she is being such a good girl. We're already running out of treats too. There you go. There she is. What a good girl. And then your dog likes the Coyotes. All right. Hey, dogs can. I know that dogs can like hockey too. Cortana likes the Islanders. Live stream for Philly Columbus on Thursday. What I got going on Thursday? What's going on Thursday? I know I have Friday. Oh, Thursday. I that's probably going to be before the Sharks game. Now Philly Columbus. I don't know how many twisters we're going to get in here, but maybe I could. It'll be an earlier game, so I could imagine we'll get an audience. Philly Columbus. Oh boy. Return of the Rick. You're going to the first 3 Islanders games. That's awesome, man. Dude, I hope I don't even know who they're playing. They could play the Hurricanes all 3 straight times, and I would want the Islanders to win it each time for you. We'll get in the playoffs just fine. Yeah, dude. I hope you get a signed puck or get at least a warm up puck, and I hope they score 7 goals a game. You're going to the Canucks. Oh, the Panthers Canucks game. Is that really? Is that? Am I correct there? The Flyers are DOA. Says the Devils fan. And I know how that is. And they know how it is too. By the way, speaking of the Flyers, man, what's going on with Matvei Michkov? It's almost like he's kind of like falling off the face of the earth with the start to his season. It's okay. Misery loves company, Haley. You're doing the right thing though. You're just in the middle of all of it, right? Um, Sabres, Coyotes, and Devils. Who knows? All it takes, even against a high-powered team like the Sabres, if Sorokin is on his game, right? You gotta find chance. Yeah, go to the warm-ups. Yeah, best chance to get those pucks. Yeah, but yeah, I really think that the first overall draft pick comes down to primarily the Flyers and the Sharks. I mean, hell, the Blackhawks got to win against the Penguins today. 10 games, 7 goals, 9 assists. Oh, really? For some reason, I thought that he had maybe it was just his first 3 games or something. A whole collection of warm up pucks. That's cool. Now, have you ever? I mean, it's not like they just kind of flip them out to you, right? It's not like they have a Sharpie in their glove or something like that. Hmm. Yeah, so here let's take a gander here at the. I love that phrase by the way. Take a gander. That was a shocking win by Chicago. Yeah, I mean they were also down 2-0, so that's never helpful, right? Peter Mrazek, by the way, he had himself a great game. Let's take a look at how many saves he had, and don't forget that the epic Blackhawks comeback all started with a nifty pass off the boards by Connor Bedard. He had a bit of a rough time in the faceoff circle, though. Connor Bedard did. Let's see here. What was his faceoff? What was his stat line? Let's take a look at Bedard. Why is he at the very bottom? 1 assist. Okay, his plus minus was 0. He did get a little cooked on that goal by Crosby, although I think Hall should have had picked him up. Uh, it looked like Hall had marked Crosby, but Bedard did not start out that play particularly well. He logged 21 minutes of time on ice to lead all Blackhawks skaters, and he had 5 shots on goal, and he had a bunch of missed shots as well. Face-offs, not so good. 15%. That's what happens when you have to take draws against Crosby. And I found it very surprising that Ryan Donato was on his wing. Golden Knights looking like the President's Trophy favorites. I would not be mad if they won the President's Trophy. Agreed, Donnell, 100%, man. This one's better for sure. Mrazek is not a bad goalie. You know, earlier in his career, he had some great seasons that were just unfortunately hampered by injuries. And I mean, he saved 34 out of 36 shots. And he had some beauties too, like that nifty glove save off Carlson. Speaking of which, what was EK in this game? Eric Carlson was a -2, really. I didn't think his defense was that bad though. And he played 26 minutes. Wow. But he wasn't really unleashed in the Eric Carlson fashion the way that we saw him last year. All right, are we getting into the third period? I think so, guys. I have a soft spot for the Golden Knights. In time there will be a real appreciation. I have a soft spot for all the fans who have appeared in my streams and commented on my videos. That I guess that's the only soft spot that I have, though. All right, we're gonna get underway with the third period. By the way, let me stop my screen here. There we go. They look complete. Yeah, it's crazy the way that they even scored those first 2 goals. And even that third one, they're such a counter heavy team. I have not seen a team like that in today's NHL. All right. Apologies as I get caught up here. Way that they capitalize off of other teams' mistakes is second to none, and that's putting it lightly. Oh, shoot. Oh, Sling TV. Is Sling TV doing a Sling TV? Because I lost picture. Yeah. Anyway, this is this is what I pay for, by the way. This is my paying subscription. This damn freaking subscription is always so bad. So bad. So inconsistent. That now I have a blank picture, everybody. But you know what we can do? We can go to the always reliable NHL66.ir to get our fix. So hang tight, guys. There we go. We got the game on NHL66.ir. Yeah, Mike, I might be on the same side as you right now. Okay. All right, good. We only missed a little bit over a minute here. So here's McNabb behind the net. Aiden Hill. Yeah, man. How Aiden Hill was an imposter. He came to the Sharks, got injured, and sucked it up. And oh, brother, everything that Vegas touches turns to gold. I know. except for Tomas Tatar. He was like their only bad midseason acquisition. Does Sling cover the Vikings for me? Actually, no, it doesn't. All right. Burakovsky, able to funnel this to Jaden Schwartz. Good pressure there from William Karlsson. Pops out of the zone here. And a chance in front. Oh, a nice block from Wenberg off the stick of William Karlsson. Otherwise, that would have been a prime opportunity for Vegas to extend their lead. Burakovsky to the point. A shot. Oh, just wide. Good traffic in front by the Kraken. Moved up ice. Karlsson battling against Dumoulin. A shot. And just past the blocker of Grubauer. Burakovsky works it over to the defense to get the clear. Matty Beniers. Come on, Matty. Kind of a quiet game for Beniers. Double teamed. And barely kept in at the point here by Alexiak, a backhander. And steered by Pietrangelo behind the net to Haig. Barbashev. And now here's Eichel. Outnumbered. Pulls up. Looking for the point. A shot. And almost getting through there. But retrieved by Marchessault one more time. And here's Haig. A shot. And with Barbashev in front, that shot goes wide. A couple players batting the puck out of the zone. And now Pietrangelo will regroup. Is the Pacific stronger than the Atlantic? No, but I think that even though the Central is more top heavy with its best two teams, I would argue now that the Pacific's actually better than the Central. Not by a big margin, but I think you can argue that. Why did this game have to start so late? I can't imagine being in your shoes, man. Thank God I'm in the Pacific time zone. Idaho's largely in the Mountain time zone, but I'm in the Panhandle, and that's still Pacific. Kolasar steers this to Waugh. Good check there from Larson. Howden. And now Waugh looking for the point there. Good pressure by Wenberg. And now he's getting hassled by Howden. Done. And into the Vegas zone come the Kraken. Wenberg maybe behind the net for the wraparound. Looking for a one-timer for Larson, but he couldn't quite get a good stick on it. Behind the net is Schwartz. And Wenberg is able to move this out for Larson. A shot from Dunn and an easy glove save for Aiden Hill with just under 5 minutes gone by in this period. Oh, dude. Are you gonna win a car? You get a new car? You get that truck that's parked at Barclays Center? Hey, man, best of luck. I hope someone can get a video of that. But Boston's going to give Bedard his welcome to the NHL moment. Now, did you see some Penguins were they were finishing their checks on him? Not like big hits, but he did take some spills. And I really think that in the preseason though, did you see that Marc-Andre Fleury trip in the shootout? That to me was a little mean, but I love how Fleury at least gave him a pat. He gave him a little tap on the pad afterwards. That was funny. All right. Yeah, Lautaro. That's like I said, I won't count them out from repeating. But I'm going to say that the Avalanche represent the Western Conference. I know they don't have their captain for another year, but they played pretty darn well without him. Give Devon Taves a contract season. Jonathan Drouin is going to have this renaissance. Ryan Johansson was a nice scoop up in the at the trade deadline. They got Ross Colton, Stanley Cup winning goal in 2021. I like the way this team is built still. The trip was pretty damn funny, right? He has Minnesota circled on the calendar. Yeah, for sure. Larson. Oh, just wide of the net. Kyler. I've liked Kyler Yamamoto's game tonight. He's looked strong. Behind the net, looking for Yamamoto. Good reaction there from Carlson, though. Carlson trying to find somebody behind him. And a shot from the slot. And a good save by Grubauer. Now Paschal regrouping. A turnover in the neutral zone. Ooh, that was ugly. Tanev got, I got to see a replay of this, but he took an elbow to the face at center ice. Is there an NHL video game cover curse? I don't know actually, guys, because I often forget who's on the cover. But yeah, Tanev is down right now. Conscious, albeit. Hard to believe Bedard's still 18. I mean, for a guy, this new to this level of competition, to be like, at least in the preseason, I saw him just charging at the net against guys who had 30 pounds on him, 4 inches and 30 pounds on him. So I would agree with you from that standpoint. All right, he's at his knees right now, but yeah, Tanev got rocked. We'll have to see. Oh shoot, they're assessing this as a major penalty, but this is being reviewed by the booth right now. Makar is in on it this year. Yeah, Makar was not far off from a 100-point season 2 years ago. Oh, that's a horrible hit. Howden just top of his shoulder gets him right in the head. Boy, I only saw a brief moment of that, a very brief moment, but that's oh god, that's ugly. Yeah, Tanev should definitely be in concussion protocol. Excuse me. Actually, the NHL, Riley, could definitely benefit from one of those larger than life personalities from professional wrestling. That'd be good for the sport. That'd be good for the sport. You'll never cheer for a team that has a player who played junior in Brooks. Oh, I can't trace Makar's career back that far. It was a great state, yeah. You didn't come to the north, did you? First game of the season. Well, we'll have to see what this ruling says. I want to see the full moment though, because sometimes, when you only catch when they're only showing like the actual contact and not, how do these players come to be in that position, right? You got to see the full thing. But yeah, man, Tanev. Let's take a look at this again. That's a horrible hit. It's a match penalty. Because Howden is making a direct line at him, and I see him kind of, initiate contact like that, and he does it from like there's no way Tanev saw that hit coming. That's yeah. Boy, that's awful. God damn it. That's horrible. State of Jefferson? Yeah. Southern, driving through that stretch of California and Southern Oregon is pretty awesome too. Like between like Bend and Mount Shasta is great. All right, well, Kraken have the 5-minute power play. Eberle, chance in front. Oh. And chance in front here. Eberle, backhand. Tons of traffic. All sorts of Golden Knights down in front of the net there. I'll just update the banner here. All right. Kraken are definitely coming out with some fire here. Beniers. Now to Eberle. around the net. Nice job there by Petrangelo to shield himself from Beniers. But fished out by the Kraken. A shot and a save by Hill. Now, guys, I don't think anybody really talks about this enough. I really think that true galvanizing moment during the Knights Cup run was them killing off that 5-minute power play against the Oilers. They only gave up one goal against the best power play in NHL history. I think that right there was what really solidified them not only winning the Stanley Cup, but winning it in pretty dominant fashion. All right. So 420 left here on this major. Yeah. Now Haig gets the clear. Kyler and immediately stood up by two defenders, Carlson and Nicholas Waugh. Waugh's had a nice game defensively. Good job by the Knights. They just ate up 30 seconds. That's right, West Coast. Even though I'm not on the coast, but basically. Bjorkstrand, a back pass to Dunn at the point. Backhands this around the net, but jumping in is Tolvanen. Behind the net, Kyler. Bjorkstrand finds the point, Dunn. At the top of the circle, Tolvanen. Tries to back pass it, and man, Waugh saw that entirely. He's coming the other way with Stevenson. Waugh, and a shot that ramps up a stick and rims around. But the Kraken have they got to be a little bit more direct with this. Get a little bit of traffic in front of the net. Eberle tied up by Stevenson, and the Knights get another kill or clear. Excuse me. Beniers, and now Eberle. Schultz, and high slot, a shot, and deflected out of play with 2:40 left on this power play. Uh, oh, there's Dustin. All right. Beniers getting tossed in the faceoff circle. So McCann against Eichel. And Jack wins this one. McNabb gets the clear. Beniers. And again, the Golden Knights doing a great job converging along the boards with multiple defenders. As the Kraken are just having a hard time now just getting set up. Beniers taken down there by it looked like Eichel. 2 minutes left here on this power play. Yeah, it's ruthless. That's a good word to sum it up. Done. A shot and just wide of the net. McCann. And now Burakovsky out to the point for Beniers. To the dot for Dunn. Looking for tip lane front and just sticks right there. That's one thing you can never do against the Golden Knights. You can never go through them. That's not just the players. That's very largely attributed to coaching. And now just 120 left here in this major penalty. It's a gold wall. Yes, it is a fortress. Wow, just 10 minutes away from UBS Arena. I miss those days. Kyler along the boards for Bjorkstrand. Out to the point, there's Dunn. And now Tolvanen, a shot. Tip play in front. Scramble in front of the net. And swallowed up by Aiden Hill. 1:03 left in the major penalty. Yeah, Kyler Yamamoto's had a really good Kraken debut. They they trust him quite a bit. He fits in with a lot of these players who are kind of like middle sixers. Everybody plays 16 minutes and can contribute 15 goals if you're a Kraken forward. Done. At the point for Tolvanen. A shot, save, and Yamamoto off the rebound trying to stuff it home. Still alive though. Good support there as the Kraken are able to hang on to this and funnel it out to the point. Done. Bjorkstrand, top of the circle, a shot and wide. Schwartz off the rebound. Gathered by Eichel and backhanded down for Grubauer to settle here. 35 seconds left. All right, Zane. Hey, thanks, man. And we're always here for whatever will help you get through tough times like this. But I'm glad to hear that you're on the rebound, man. And good luck to the Islanders with you there. I hope you're their good luck charm. Final 10 seconds on this major penalty. Burakovsky, Gord. Out to the point, Larson. At the point, or at the top of the circle, a one-timer from Larson, just wide. And this penalty has been killed off, this major penalty. Gord, as Amadio was serving the penalty, is onto the ice. And now a tripping penalty assessed to the Kraken. And that was as clear as day, to be frank. And with 8:49 left, the Golden Knights will have a chance to bury their opponent here. All right, so a commercial break here. That was a good game. That's been a good game. Oh, hey, Nick's here. Windy City Hockey, man. Tuning in all the way from the greater St. Louis area. Dustin, that's a good point. Let's give her a treat for killing off a major. There you go, sweetie. There you go. That's a good girl. The Knights have been great on the PK. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy because, the Kraken would get the zone just fine. But as soon as they try to move it to the wing along the boards, you'd have two Knights just converging on the puck right there. And they couldn't get any sort of tip play going in front. Really, the net front traffic there was pretty useless for Seattle. But yeah, hey, congrats, Nick. Glad that you guys got the comeback. My Sharks are one step closer to that first overall pick. And it all started with that beautiful pass off the boards from Connor Bedard. And Mrazek played his butt off. He looked terrific. It all started with that great glove save off of Erik Karlsson. Seattle was the top 5-on-5 team. Hey, great point there, Mike. Yeah, that's right. It's so weird to imagine that they led the NHL in 5-on-5 goals. You blew out your mic today for your game recap. I can't wait to watch this one. I might have to do it. I might have to do it after this game. Kitty go meow. Hey, Tom Grossi, big inspiration. All right, guys. We'll ride this out in the final 8:49. So the Golden Knights have looked outstanding on the penalty kill. Now, can they actually? Again, they're an opportunistic team. They're a team that, a momentum swing in their direction is more dramatic than it is for just about any team in the NHL. Ducks and Flyers? I think so too. Yeah, I think that the Flyers would be kind of my number 2 team, and the Ducks and the Blackhawks would kind of be like third, I guess. And some people would say Montreal just because of the division they play in. I totally get it too. But one team that's absent from that group, and I'm happy to hear, is Arizona. A couple people have commented on my season predictions video. They said Arizona makes the playoffs. I'm not there yet, but I'm looking forward to watching them. And it's not just Logan Cooley. All right, here we go. Eichel, the puck goes over his glove there and down the ice. Chandler Stevenson through the neutral zone for Eichel. Into the slot, Stevenson. He's got Stone on the doorstep, a roofer. He had top corner. The top corner was just his for the taking, and he strangely fanned on it, or he just lifted it high of the net. Play goes on, though, as Theodore regroups. Huh. You had to order a new microphone. How do you do that, man? That's nuts. Yeah. When was the last time Arizona made it to the playoffs? All right, so they were part of that qualifying round back in 2020, during the bubble playoffs. But they last truly qualified for the playoffs in 2012. So they're 1 year fewer than the Sabres. 2012, they made it all the way to the conference final, too. All right, selected boy. Whoa, 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 whoa. We've got a legend in the building. John, how are you still awake, man? All right, what are you thinking for your Leafs, man? Are they going to win 2 rounds this year? Or will Tyler Bertuzzi carry this team to the promised land, at least the Stanley Cup final? Hey, it's great to have you here, John. Pietrangelo works it behind the net for Barbashev. A little patty cake there with Pietrangelo. Work to the point. Hutton. And now Carlson. To the other side, Pietrangelo shot. Blocked in front by Dumoulin. And now one chance in the slot there. Barbashev corralling this behind the net. And now Barbashev still pressuring. A one-timer. And another block in front. Some good penalty killing there from the Kraken. Leafs cut down. Hey, man. I know that the hockey community loves to rag on the Leafs, have a little chuckle here and there. But come on. There'll be a lot of very happy fans if they can, get over the hump. Oh, beautiful save there by Hill. I'd be happy to see the Leafs do it. Oh, but I can say that about just about every team. Beautiful chance there by Hill. Off the bid from Eberle with 6:11 left here. Darren says, "Go Kraken." Man, they've done a lot of great things tonight, I think. It's just that these nights are so opportunistic. But yeah, really, it doesn't help that their power play kind of went to bed when they had that major penalty. Oops. Man, I just can't believe that Aiden Hill's is good. And he looks really good tonight. It's not just his defense in front of him. He just made circus save after circus save in the playoffs. Where was this? I liked him in Arizona just fine. Oh, nice shot there by Dunn, but that goes a little wide. He'll send your jersey twice. Same. Oh, really? I thought that was 2 different jerseys. Killed off 3 penalties as well. Yeah, I mean, like they've killed off the equivalent of like 5. Down? All the way down, please. There you go. Hill looking like Shesterkin. Yeah, make it look pretty easy, man. Can't believe the Sharks traded him. I mean, he did not look particularly sharp, and his injury problems from Arizona had carried over. But apparently, when you go to Vegas, you don't get injured unless you're Mark Stone. But that's about it. All right, we get a commercial break here as we hit the 3-hour mark on our stream. They must have a great goalie coach. I mean, their goaltending, their goaltending just throughout their franchise's history has been pretty damn good. That first season they had to use like 5 or 6 different netminders. Leonard came over there. Granted, he had really found his groove well with like the Islanders and the Blackhawks, but he came over to Vegas and he still played pretty damn well himself. So yeah, I would think so. I would think so. What time is it now? 10:30 here. All right. Well, barring anything nuts, I guess I won't be getting a noise complaint from my neighbors tonight. Wasn't their last goalie a letdown? Who was their last goalie? They had, Logan Thompson has had injuries, unfortunately. But he's been great when he's been healthy. And Brossoit, Brossoit played pretty well for them, and he had to play a little bit in the playoffs too. The Blackhawks aren't going to be a bottom 5 team in the NHL this year. They will finish 8th in the league with how this team is put together. What? 8th in the league? Like you're saying your team is going to make the playoffs? Hey, I love chaos in the NHL. Why not? You liked Leonard when he played for Sault Ste. Marie? Hell, dude. For a little stretch of his career there, he was the only thing that you could watch in Buffalo. It was like him and Eichel. And some hits from Rasmus Ristolainen. Man, Wah has been killing it defensively. Ooh, big hit there from Alexiak on him, though. Just do a Michigan already. We got to see a Michigan. Theodore, and a good block in front there by Alexiak. 4:30 left in this game. The Pens looked horrible all preseason. 8th last in the league. Oh, okay, Nick. Okay, that's fair. But 7 teams finishing worse than them, it's going to be hard to imagine that. But it's not all that nutty. All right, here comes Schwartz. Great back check from Eichel. And that could have been a slash, yeah. Yeah, so the Knights are going back on the power play. Wings for 3 more years. Oh man, I can you imagine the Red Wings going a full decade without making the playoffs in partially in the Steve Yzerman era? I don't know, man. I don't know. 69 to 74 point season for the Hawks or for Connor Bedard? Because I threw out, I was like, Connor Bedard, 28 goals, 41 assists, 69 points. All right. I think this one is over. But yeah. Now the Kraken have to kill off a penalty. Stevenson to Stone behind the net. And Stone, he's got Theodore. Eichel in the corner. Nifty pass to Stevenson. Oh! And Marchessault had an opportunity to go top glove there, but his shot missed high. Theodore. And now Larson battling against Eichel. Eichel, ooh, he gets put down. And that puck barely evades Marchessault at the point. And the Knights will get we'll have to regroup. They're 0 for 3 tonight so far on the power play. Oh, interesting. Whereabouts do you live, Darren? Approximately. Bedard 32 and 52. That's right, yeah. For just over a point per game. Hey, he's off to a good start, right? Got a little lost on that Crosby goal. He did make some good defensive plays, though. will be great out the gate. I mean, like, I hope so, man. We need more reasons for people to get into hockey. And we got McDavid, which is great, but we need a player like that in the States. Petrangelo, ooh, retrieved by Carlson, and now Hutton. Hutton's been used a lot offensively today, hasn't he? Wenberg, and cleared down by the Kraken with the final seconds ticking down here in the power play to the Knights. And now we reach 145 left here in the contest. So the Kraken are going to immediately empty their net here. Yep. So out goes Grubauer. Now Schwartz behind the net for Eberle. And an intercepted pass there. Cleared all the way down by the Knights. They were going for the empty net. But there will be an icing here with 126 remaining. Linwood. Gotcha. Wait. Are the Hawks playing the Bruins tomorrow or the Flyers? I'll look that up. I'm that curious. Oh, the Bruins. Okay. So they had to go from Pittsburgh to Boston. Okay. Back to backs. A chance at the empty net and a score for was that Marchessault or Eichel? I think it's Eichel's goal, yeah. So Eichel with the empty netter there. And I said what my pregame prediction was 5-2 Knights. 4-1, I'll accept that as pretty close. All right, Theo. Good night, man. I'll see you around soon. What was that? Puck Doku. Maybe I need to get into some Puck Doku. Oh, John. Yeah, you can't. We can't often get what we want when it comes to a team this stingy defensively. All right, final minute of play here. Interestingly, I guess I didn't really see any sort of retaliation for that hit on Tanev, but hopefully he's okay. And I think that we can expect a pretty linear ruling on this hit from Howden. But yeah, I mean, like, this game was good in several ways. Seattle shouldn't be hanging its head too much, I don't think. If anything, it should be for their power play. But the Golden Knights' penalty kill was intimidating. All right, we'll take it all the way through the final whistle here. But yeah, I just want to say thank you for everybody who tuned in, especially for those of you on the East Coast. And we'll do some more of these throughout the season, and we won't do all evening games or late games, right? We'll do some ones that start at 7:30 Eastern. And I think that what we'll do is we'll get a little podcast together for Spotify tomorrow. I'll do a little opening day recap and talk about my thoughts around some of the big contract signings we saw leading up to opening day. So again, if you haven't already, see the video description down below. You can find us on Discord. We have a community there. And we also have Spotify now. So we're going to be putting some content out on there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And congratulations to the Knights fans for not only having a banner to enjoy, but it's also a 4-1 victory. Player of the game? Is Aiden Hill player of the game? I don't know. There wasn't one forward who specifically did it for me. I think Chandler Stevenson had a very strong game, though. All right. Well, I think we're going to wind down here. Yeah. Yep. And glad that your flight to Vegas was worth it. All the way from Alaska, of all places, Dustin. But yeah, I need to probably catch some shut-eye. And we'll probably look into some podcasting for tomorrow. All right, guys. Have a great evening. And I'll see you for the next one.